Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast, episode 134 for February 13th, 2026. I'm your host, the Uncharted Wolf, and I am joined today by two very special guests to talk all things gaming. Lot of Sony news because we got a big state of play to really unpack and discuss. Also, some very extra news. We're going to talk about what we've been playing. Pretty chill episodes outside of the state of play. It was actually a pretty slow news week, all things considered. But outside of the state of play, I mean, then the state of play happened, and it was like, oh wait, now there's a shit ton of games to talk about. So I'm very excited to yap about it. And of course, to talk about Sony, I had to bring the Sony expert, my main man, Fusion. How you doing, Fusion?
Doing good. I don't know about Sony expert, but I know a decent amount.
I'd say you and me are like the same level.
Yeah, I
I
would say
think so.
I
You're
would say
more
that. I
modern
think
Sony. I'm more classic
yes. I
Sony.
would just say you and Jack, which you'll get to in a minute, know like a lot of the old school Sony, which I was there to play, but I wasn't like in the weeds with developers and teams and like things like that.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like I got a very good grasp on Sony PS4 and after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which hey, that's where we're at now. So I don't think me and Jack's knowledge is that helpful. Speaking of Jack, hey Jack, how you doing, man?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. I don't play the PS3 as often as you do, so maybe you do win this one.
How often do you play the PS2?
Once every few months. I do play that more often.
You know what, Jack? You might actually have me beat because you just recently played a PS1 game. Because I do play the PS2 all the
Yeah.
time, but you did just play a PS1 game, Mr. Bubsy 3D. He was rage baiting me, Fusion. You know how Jack like refuses to play any of my favorite games, and he was like, "Hey Wolf, look what I picked up, Bubsy 3D," and he was like laughing at me.
Oh,
Doesn't work on
I
me,
didn't
buddy.
I didn't know that was a PS1 game.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a PS1. Hey,
Yeah.
you want to know who developed it? Sony Bend.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a horrible game.
I knew it was
um,
bad. I didn't know it was that old.
it's
Yeah, it's
famously bad, and it
96.
same year as Crash Bandicoot, which is very
Mm.
funny when you think about it. But anyways, we gotta talk all about the Sony State of Play. So let's just get right into it. If you guys want to find us, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming, and also like the podcast, review us on Apple Podcasts, especially. It helps us out a ton. With that, let's get right into it. Jack, first and foremost, I gotta roast you. We had the State of Play announced, and Mr. Negative came in.
Okay, yeah.
You know that Spider-Man villain? That's
Yep.
Jack. Mr. Negative. He was like, "You guys are hyping this up. It's gonna be bad. There's gonna be nothing there." And then we got one of the best State of Plays. So Jack, I'm gonna need you to say this about every presentation moving forward, that it's gonna be dog shit. That way we can roast you and we get a good ass State of Play. Because holy shit, we got a good ass State of Play.
To be fair, I say that about every showcase, regardless, and it doesn't
Yeah,
always
fair
work.
enough.
I said that about the Nintendo Directs and tried to get you all
Hey,
to chill out, and
you
it turned
called
out to
it.
be mid.
You called it.
So, one for me, another against me. Yeah,
But like, it's that thing of like broken clock is right twice a day, you know?
look, it's a February Direct. These are always mid. Just okay. I wasn't expecting like a 2030 game to get shown in a February State of Play.
But anyways, I mean, Jack, what did you think of the State of Play overall then?
Yeah, I completely agree. It was fantastic. It's probably the best State of Play Sony's ever done. It's the best show they've put on since the showcases of the early console. So, but what a
Yeah.
I mean, there was like it was really good. It flowed really well. Perfect. There were a few games in there where I was just
Of
like,
course,
did we
no.
really need to see full loop gameplay? It had to be
Yeah,
there,
no,
I suppose. So
the way I put it, Jack, is it's the best a State of Play can be, because I think there will always be like those like marketing agreement type games where it's like, okay, sure, whatever. But everything else was like such a banger where you're like, damn, like they could have labeled this a showcase. And I want to bring that up to Fusion. I mean, Fusion, we talk all the time about like they probably retired the PlayStation Showcase branding just because of the expectations. And I think this State of Play was a perfect reminder of that. Of like, yeah, they got rid of the showcase because people would have expected way more out of this. So the fact that this was a State of Play when it very easily could have been a showcase means they exceeded our expectations.
Yeah, and I think like we started to see in 2024 that they could reveal first party games out of State of Play. Before then, it's
Yeah.
never happened. It was like I think Astrobot was the first one, maybe. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it was Astrobot.
Yeah, Esteban Concord.
Yeah, so it's like we saw that switch over in 2024. And hey, first party can be at your state of plays. You can be excited about that. And ever since then, it feels like they've been building to this moment to say, forget the showcase, this can be a state of play. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
Yeah.
I think Sony, when they made the showcase, was to showcase the PS5, the new generation. Like that was their whole goal with those shows. And I think they caught so much fire in those first two shows based around the PS5. When they did that third one, they were like, "Oh, people are really gonna like this. This is cool. We'll call it a showcase, get people excited." And when it didn't hit the mark, they were like, "Okay, let's never do this again." Like
Mhm.
we put a bunch of live service stuff in, it just didn't work. And ever since that day, it's just been state of plays. And it's like we've gradually gotten better state of plays as the years go on. Like state of plays now, even without this one, even late last year, it's like these state of plays have been significantly better than they were 5 years ago.
100%. Yeah.
So it's like they've been building up to this moment, in my opinion, to be like, hey guys, you can be this excited for this state of play. Now, every state of play won't be like this, obviously, but it's like
Mhm.
there will be state of plays like there's just like Nintendo Directs, where it's like there's one every few Nintendo Directs that are like, okay, this is fantastic, and they don't call it anything
Yeah.
different. This isn't like a Nintendo Direct showcase. It's not a Nintendo showcase, so it's like I think they have to stick with the state of play. I think they will, and obviously a state of play like this showcases that. But I think a showcase comes back up when a PS6 is involved. And it's like they might not even use the word showcase anymore. I could see them using the word like the future of gaming, like they did with the first PS5
Yeah.
showcase, or something like that, where it's like they probably don't want the word showcase involved at all with any of these shows.
Yeah.
And I
Side
think that,
note, remember. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jack.
I was just gonna say, I think that's really smart to be honest. Because if they had called this a showcase, I genuinely could have seen people come out of this disappointed because it was like
I agree.
there were first party games shown. There was obviously the massive stinger at the end, but like if you say showcase, you assume you're getting like updates on almost every studio, and the fact
Like
that
Intergalactic and what's it called? What else was announced already? But like Intergalactic, it's like, wait, where's Intergalactic? What's why is this not here?
Or
exactly,
Wolverine, like Wolverine
yeah.
wasn't here.
Yeah, Wolverine. That's it.
So I
Yeah, I
do
mean,
think this,
right there with y'all.
yeah.
Um, side note though, remember on that original like Future of Gaming, the amount of aura when that like tweet came out and it's like, join us for the PS5 Future of Gaming. I remember like, holy shit, it's a week away. Like, give it to me now. And they
Yeah,
had like those fuck ass transitions with the like cubes and stuff. I don't know if you remember that.
I do. And this was the way they announced this current state of play got me excited because they announced this 4 days in advance. They don't do that. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
this felt like it had showcase energy. They just didn't call it a showcase, you know what I mean? And I agree
Uh-huh.
with Jack, this isn't a showcase. A showcase to me is like you at least have to have 3 to 4 new reveals for first party. Not just even first party show up. You
Mhm.
need to see new games like Spider-Man 2 or Wolverine or God of War Ragnarok. You need those to show up for it to be a showcase. But it's the way they announced this and the way that they set a reminder out every single day leading up to this, where I've never seen Sony do since the showcase. Where I was like, I wasn't letting myself get super excited. And like even to me, this isn't a 10 out of 10 show. Like this isn't
Of
close to
course.
some of the showcases we've gotten, but this is a very solid show. And it felt like Sony knew that going into it, and that's why they announced it 4 days ahead, and they were reminding us every day. It's like
And
they were confident on the show they were going to put on.
and they didn't tease any games beforehand either. Like usually they'd say it's like, oh, and also we'll show off like this amount of gameplay for Saros and this for Tokon or something
Yeah,
like that. It's like, no, it's like you can keep guessing. We'll have surprises for this
like
one
I'm
essentially.
shocked they didn't tweet out ever or put in the blog post like, and we'll have a Konami section. Like we'll have
Yeah,
15 minutes of
100%.
Konami games. Like before they would do that. Like we've seen it with certain studios show up in a state of play. It's like they always say that beforehand. Like, and you'll get 10 minutes with this studio or 10 minutes with this game. They had none of that, and they just let us go in there blind, and it was a good show.
Yeah, 100%. Right there with y'all. So we're all very positive. I think it's time to go over the announcements one by one. We're not going to linger on all of them too long, but especially the big ones, we're going to have a lot of yapping to do. Let's start first and foremost with the opener, which I really was surprised by this. Kena Scars of Cosmora. This is a sequel to Kena Bridge of Spirits, which, speaking of that original PlayStation 5 showcase, this was a game that was at that one. Game released 2021, and now it's 2026. We finally got the sequel. Ember Labs is back in the business. PlayStation Studios publishing. Now, Fusion, this one of your predictions was that they would acquire Ember Lab. Was that last year? Was it this year
That
you
was
said
last year.
that? I
That was
think it was
last
this
year.
year.
That was last year.
Oh, that was last year. Okay,
This
well,
year I said now I'm gonna blank giant squid. That's what I
Giant
said
Squid. Okay, yeah,
this
yeah.
year.
It would be funny if they acquire Ember Lab this year and then
I
Giant
know
Squid the
it
next
just to
year.
piss me off.
But either way, I mean, like, exciting. I know you really loved Kana. I still need to get to it. That's a big one on my backlog, but heard a lot of good things.
Yeah, this was for one. It was just surprising to me because they splashed the PlayStation logo, so I just wasn't expecting it when I saw the PlayStation Studios come up. Because the first game not published by PlayStation, Ember Labs self-published that first game. So like there was no when they showed that game, there was no PlayStation Studios marketing behind it. So when that splashed and then I saw Ember Labs, I was like, holy, like, did they buy Ember Labs? Because I knew the first game wasn't published by PlayStation. No, they're just publishing this one. Maybe Ember Labs does become part of the family at some point. It feels like they have that
Mhm.
relationship. But yeah, this was just. I was not expecting this. It came out of nowhere. They said these same devs said a few years ago that they weren't working on a sequel to Kana. So like, I don't
Oh,
think
really?
anyone had any idea that like a Kenna sequel was in the works. I didn't think they were going to work for PlayStation again because it's been so long and it just felt weird. I felt like maybe they had a falling out or something. But this game looks awesome, and like to start
Yeah.
this state of play with this, like this set the tone for me. Where I was like, oh, holy crap, we're gonna get a pretty good show here.
Yeah, and again, as someone who hasn't played the original, like I look at this, I'm like, fuck, I want to play the original now because this game is gorgeous. And from what I saw, like you would know better than me, it seems like the environments are a lot more open. There's more traversal, and they somehow like make the game look even more gorgeous, which I felt like I said about the first game. These guys are professional animators, like turned game devs. Jack. I don't know if you remember this. Like they did that Majora's Mask remake animation, like all the way back in like 2014, 13.
Yeah.
Way back in the day. Very, very talented studio. I'm super intrigued by this game. I want to check this out for sure.
I
Um,
I was shocked that no
oh
one
yeah,
else
go.
has played it because I swear because we were in the Game Mess Discord at that time when Kenna came out. And I swear like Binks or someone played it and they didn't like it, but everyone's saying they didn't play it and I'm the only one who played it. I would recommend this game. It's nothing crazy. Like it's just a good I compare it a lot to a old PS2 game. Like it has that
Yeah,
very
that's a big
PS2
thing they
like
said. Yeah,
traversal and exploration.
which I
And there
love.
is which is I think some of you guys would like it, and I think other guys in the Discord would absolutely hate it, and like it might not be worth it. But at the end of the day, for a studio's first game, it looks awesome. It plays great. There is a difficulty spike at some point that makes no sense. Like the game genuinely becomes like a Souls game. Like the bosses are
Oh
hard.
wait,
Like I'm not even
wait.
lying. The bosses are pretty tough in this game. Like out of nowhere, where it got frustrating because it did not feel like that type of game at all leading up to it. And I'm like, oh, now I'm getting my ass kicked. So I was like, it had some
Mhm.
frustrating parts, but I still think at its core, the first Kena is like a very solid to good video game. So it's like now that they have PlayStation money again. Now they're published by PlayStation. I wonder like how much they can expand on this.
Hey, I mean, was the first one not published by PlayStation?
No, it
It
wasn't.
was.
No. No, they
Wow, that's great.
self-published. That's why I was so
That's
shocked to
amazing.
see Ember Labs after the PlayStation logo. And I was
I
like, did
guess.
they? Was this announcing they bought it? But like,
Yeah. This is I guess an example of like they were really impressed with Kana and probably how it sold, and they were like, you know what, hey, what if we actually publish the next game? You guys are gonna get way more like attention around this game now, with it being the show opener. Um, I I do want to bring up one thing. Uh, the YouTube chat for State of Plays is probably the most toxic place on planet Earth. I don't know what these people want. Because I just saw the most beautiful looking game trailer of all time, and I'm like, oh, let me look at what the chat's saying. Mid, boring, who cares? Show us Spider Man. I'm like, dude, this audience is ass, man. What do you guys fucking want? Like, this is
which is why,
insane to me.
to Jack's point, this is why they can't call these shows a showcase because
Yep.
like because there was nothing. There was no Spider-Man here. There was no Wolverine. There was no big God of War game to be like, oh, for like the casuals to get super excited about.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Still though, shout out to Kana. Very excited. I'm gonna get to Kana 1 this year if I
It's a short
eventually
game.
stop playing Overwatch. We will see if I ever get off Overwatch, but otherwise, yeah, I'm excited to check it out.
When
Uh
do we think this is coming out?
I
I
dude,
would
I don't know
love
why.
summer. I would
Yeah,
love
it
the summer.
screams August. Like August, September.
My hope would be July.
July is good, yeah. Not a lot coming
Yeah.
out that month usually. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I will
Next,
talk about it at some point, but like PlayStation's very first half stacked right now, like with
that's
the games
true.
coming out.
Yeah, I mean, second half they have Wolverine already, so like if they can get one more, it's like they got a pretty strong lineup for 2026. Moving into our next game, Ghost of Yotei Legends. As you said, I mean, the first half is lining up for PlayStation, and this is another game to be added here. I checked out Tsushima Legends quite a bit. It was really cool, so I'm curious about Yotei Legends. Though I didn't beat Yotei, so I don't have much to say. Do you guys have much to say here?
Not really. This isn't my kind of
Yeah,
thing. Play.
I like Tsushima Legends. I would love to check this one out, but none of my friends have actually played Yotei. So it's like
Oh
I'm not.
damn!
I mean, I'm sure I'll go in here and maybe mess around solo, whatever, since it's free. But like, for some reason, none of my friend group has like played Tsushima. Like, they haven't got around to Yotei
Mhm.
yet. So it's like this is something where it's like this is the most fun. I had fun going back on Legends the first time with my friends and be like, oh, we're all playing this game together. But the fact that like most of the Discord isn't interested in it, and then my IRL friends just didn't play the game. I'm like, well, I'm not going to get around to this one really.
Yeah, it's really. I think the most interesting thing about this is that it's coming out a few days after Marathon, which I feel like is weird. I feel like you'd want to space those out a bit.
It is a little weird. It is
Um,
a little weird there.
Different audiences, I guess.
Yeah, I doubt
Um,
there's any crossover between those two games.
the Yote and the Marathon group, yeah.
Yeah.
Quick Death Stranding 2 on the Beach PC. Shout outs. And then next was Four Loop. Dude, you can't. I said this in Discord when this happened. You can't show a game like this with frame rate drops. You cannot show off your brand new video game and have there be frame rate drops in the trailer. Was there really not like any spots in the trailer? Like it's like, oh, we ran out of footage. We got to use this like low frame rate. This guy using a jetpack. It's like this looks awful. The game itself, I mean, listen, I like PvE games, so like I'm curious about it. I'd want to check it out, but it just has done nothing to really sell me on it personally.
Yeah, this one's not. This one's not for me. I doubt, and I'm the multiplayer slop guy, and I'm even like I'm not gonna play this one. Like it's
Hey,
just
you weren't on high guard, bro. What the hell?
I did play High Guard
Oh, you did? Okay.
an hour of it, and I was never gonna play it again. I know when the game's
Didn't
bad,
miss
man.
much. Didn't miss much.
I knew that game
Uh,
was bad from the moment that I was having bugs in the tutorial. Granted, I was
yeah, I saw that too.
I was yeah, whatever. High Guard, rest in peace. But I
We'll
guess it's
talk
not
about
dead
it
yet.
later.
But yeah, for Loop, it's just like I guess I expect more from the Left 4 Dead devs, if that makes sense. Where it's like,
Yeah, it's like you can't. I There's so many games where it's like X Left 4 Dead, X Bioware. What did these guys do? Like, I'm
yeah,
not trying to be mean, but like, is it like, oh, this guy was a janitor who worked at Bioware at the time. Oh, this guy, he modeled one level. It's like you got to say that and like say like this is a senior art director. This is like the guy who made one of the best maps in the entire franchise. That type of thing. It's just I don't know. Like it doesn't that type of from X this studio developers does nothing for me anymore because like I've seen that just not work out in the past.
true. But this is Mike Booth. Like this is the guy from
Yeah,
Left 4
no,
Dead.
that's
You know what
true.
I mean?
You're right there, 100%. I guess just did. That's more of
Yeah.
a generalization. But yeah, I don't know. It's like Left 4 Dead. I feel like is such a like easy formula that I don't know why they're so bad at replicating. Where the closest thing to Left 4 Dead we've gotten is Helldivers 2, and I fucking love that game. But like that's not really Left 4 Dead. That's more like
Yeah.
its own kind of thing. I want just hey, shoot down hordes of zombies. No bullshit like shoot the cube to get more points. I don't give a fuck about that. Just let me shoot zombies. That's it. It's
My
simple.
my hot take is Left 4 Dead will never work again. None of these
I
games like Back for
well,
Blood. I just
clearly
don't. Yeah, I don't think or like I just don't think these games work anymore. Like
I don't think they work in a
Helldivers
live
2.
service.
Yeah, like
They
Helldivers 2
work
is
as
a
like their own thing.
special occasion where it's just like they took everyone by storm and they were playing into the meta of it and like going on Twitter and be like, we need your help to save Super Earth. Like they
Oh,
went
so
so far
awesome,
into
man.
it and it was so different compared to all these other games where it's like,
Here's
honestly, at the core,
cards.
if you're a PvE type game, you have to be like a Destiny or World of Warcraft. You have to be something that big. If you're like, I just don't think there is a spot anymore in the multiplayer space for a small PvE game. It's like most people either want PvP or they want a giant PvE game like a MMO. Like they don't want this small little thing anymore, like a Left 4 Dead or a Back 4 Blood or 4 Loop. And maybe I'm wrong, and this game does great, but I'm pretty convinced this game's just not going to do well.
Hey, you know what will bring back the Left 4 Dead formula, Fusion, is Left 4 Dead 3. If that ever happens. I think if anyone could do it, it's Valve. The problem is I don't know if they're ever going to do it.
Yeah.
But man, I want that more than anything. I was thinking about it when I'm like, dude, the world would be a better place if we got Team Fortress 3, Left 4 Dead 3, and Half-Life 3 and Portal 3. Like if those 4 games came out, my life would be so much better. But
Yeah.
hey, what maybe with the Steam machine? I mean, we're getting Half-Life 3. We agree there. So, moving in, we get the Capcom trailers, Pragmata and Resident Evil Requiem. Not much else to say. They're just showing them off again. They look great. I'm excited to play both. And then moving into Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered, which also got a new Legacy of Kain game announced over at Game Informer. Hang on, here we go. Last year, however, saw the release of Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2. Dude, I hate when they do this fucking history lesson. Oh my god, just tell me what the fucking game is. Okay, Legacy of Kain, subtitled Ascendance, is also on the way. Ascendance will be published by Crystal Dynamics and developed by BitBot Media in association with Freak Zone Games. Whether by design or coincidence, it seems to be following in the footsteps of games like the recent Shinobi Red. Okay, I don't give a shit. Just tell me about the game. Oh my god, I gotta proofread these articles because I hate these fuck-ass gaming websites giving me a history lesson. New Legacy of Kain game announced alongside the remaster. This was weird, Jack, because you brought this up to me. This was a Game Informer thing that they announced the new game, and then the State of Play they announced the remaster. I feel like it would have made more sense for it to be the other way around because the remaster is really cool. They're adding like cut content from like that canceled game and like showing off some new stuff, and it is a pretty impressive remaster. But I mean, like, I would have also liked to see the new game at the State of Play. I don't know why they didn't have it there.
Well, it's weird because it was on PlayStation's channel as well. Like it came at the same time as the trailer for the other one, so it's just like they obviously just decided they didn't want to show it for some reason. But
maybe they forgot. They forgot to throw the trailer in there.
Like, shit. Well,
it's out next month, so like we'll probably hear a lot more about it. But it's really cool to see. Yeah,
yeah. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer. It looks awesome.
Yeah, new and
I
apparently
am
getting a lot of the old cast.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool. This is a franchise I really need to get into because it's Amy Hennig, and that's my goat. So I want to try those games eventually. Next was Brigandine Abyss, sure, bench swap. And then we had a Koei Tecmo segment talking about Dead or Alive 6 last round, kind of in the same spirit as Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, where it's like, hey, we're re-releasing the fighting game with a bunch of new content. And also they teased the next Dead or Alive game by showing a titty shot of one of the characters. So shout outs to that. Excited for the Dead or Alive fan base for that one. And then, Fusion, you got Control Resonant. We got a brand new trailer for that, some gameplay, kind of a little mini gameplay demo. And sadly for me, seems that they are trying to target this year still. So that trade is looking worse and worse.
You're convinced it's next year, buddy.
Hey, you don't know, man. It could get delayed still.
I mean, they didn't put a date on this, which I was really wanting a date, but
this seems close to summer.
Yeah, but like either way, this looks awesome. Like they just keep like I'm
sure.
happy we got more actual raw gameplay this time. Where granted it was like 3 to 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, but it was still like showing us the going from buildings to buildings. Like this is Inception. Like it looks really awesome. And like I will say, as a huge fan of the first game, there is like probably a 10% in me that I'm like so sad we're leaving the old house. Like I don't know fully if I'm on board with just going in Manhattan and like going through New York and doing this whole thing. But I'm sure there's going to be plenty of buildings you're actually going into and a bunch of other stuff where it's like they're going to do it well enough. Like I truthfully believe even if it's like even the way the buildings are how the buildings are shifting and stuff, that's just like places in the old house. So even if it is like feels like the old house gets a lot bigger, that's fine. But there is like a very small percentage of me where I'm like, man, I know the old house we did like it all, but I would love to go back there and love to explore more of the old house and how cool the old house was. So it's like, we'll see. Obviously, everything else they're showing, I'm so in for, and I love Remedy, but Hopefully they hit their date. I think there was rumors that this was like first half, but someone shot
Uh,
that down that
I
works on the
have.
team.
Well, I do have this thing from Okami Games. So you already mentioned that someone shot it down. He said Control Resonant will launch before GTA 6 confirms Remedy. That's not true?
No, that is true. I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
about like 2 weeks ago, there was a leak or something that said like this game was gonna come out before June. Like they were aiming for the first half,
Okay.
and then one of the devs went on Twitter and said, don't believe everything you read." Like he tweeted out. But no, like that Okami stuff, that is all true. That's their latest
Okay,
financial
cool, cool.
report of all of that stuff. Like I would expect August because Control 2019 was in August.
That's a good
I
point.
feel like devs just like doing that for whatever reason. So like I could 100% see this game in August. If we get to like Summer Games Fest and we don't have a date yet, then I worry and I'm like, maybe you're right and it's not 2026. But
Yeah.
they're showing a lot for this game for me to not believe it's like it has to be this year.
I I do love the quote, Control Resident will launch before GTA 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. GTA 6 is at November 19th. That's the end of the year. You're
Yeah.
gonna release it in December? Like, yeah,
It's a weird quote out of context, but then when you think, well, they're working directly with Rockstar with the Max Payne games, all this stuff, like there's a
oh yeah, no,
relationship
I
there, you know
get
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to say it, but it's just a very funny quote out of context.
And the
But
Max
yeah, he
Payne
also.
stuff is just very weird to me that those games still don't exist. Like we haven't
I
seen
mean,
them,
yeah,
but
I can read off the rest here. Control 1 reached over 5 million units sold, 20 million players. Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes still in full production. Rockstar Games is publishing and marketing Max Payne. 2025 was Remedy's biggest year ever for revenue. Control sold over 1 million units in 2025 alone, and a mysterious new game has recently entered the proof of concept stage. Ooh. Um, I will say, Fusion, I am really surprised we're getting Control Resonant before Max Payne 1 and 2. I would have thought Max Payne 1 and 2 were a shoe-in to be beforehand. Seems like that's next year at this point, if I had to
yeah.
guess.
I wonder.
But
My only assumption is because Rockstar is doing the marketing, they're all on GTA 6 right now. That they're like, hey,
yeah,
who cares about Max Payne? They're like, let's chill, let's get GTA out this year, and I guarantee early next year we're getting Max Payne marketing, and it's out next year. Like I think that's
100%.
where we're going with Rockstar. If Rockstar being so involved in the Max Payne remakes, which I honestly didn't think they were. I don't think most of us thought they would be that involved. I thought it was just gonna be like, hey, Rockstar's just letting Remedy do this stuff. It will be all in Remedy's hands. But the
Yeah, like
fact that
they're
they're
just publishing or
publishing, they're
something.
marketing, they're doing a lot for the Max Payne remakes. Where I'm like, well, they can't take anything away from GTA marketing wise. You know what I mean? Everything over there at Rockstar is hands on GTA.
100%. Yeah, I bet GTA is like their number one priority, and then it's like, okay, then we'll
Those
worry about Max Payne.
those Max Payne games could be done for all we know, and they're just sitting. You know what I mean? They're just sitting
Yeah,
there.
it's like, we don't feel like releasing them now. But yeah, shout outs. Control Resonant looks awesome. I'm very interested in playing this one. And not even interested. I'm gonna play it. I'm excited. I really like Control 1. I do personally. I really love the walking on buildings. Like I love that kind of like spacey stuff. I feel like it's gonna hurt my brain, but I'm so down to have my brain hurt. And I'm also really into the melee combat approach because I think gameplay has always been kind of the thing that I'm like not fully sold on with Remedy games. So I'm curious if this one is like, okay, we're doing a melee combat system and like we really refined it to work very strongly this time around. But let's talk about our next thing here, Crimson Moon. You guys remember this one?
I do.
This is a Souls like, right?
No, I don't think it was Souls like, but this was the one where it was like it was co-op, I'm pretty
Multiplayer,
sure.
right?
Yeah, it was like multiplayer action. Like it's an action game that Binks thought was a Tales of game somehow.
Dude, why
Doesn't
does he
look
think every
anything like a Tales.
fucking
I don't
game
know.
is
Didn't think
Tails?
like a Tales game at all. Like genuinely, I don't understand how he came up with the idea, but yeah, I thought this game was just whatever. Like I'll never
it,
play it.
it looks fine. I'm intrigued. It had like a fun vibe to it. Though I will say, Fuchsia, I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if either of you noticed. Probably Monsters. You know what they did?
What do they do?
Do you remember?
No.
Concord.
Really? What the?
Yeah, probably Monsters was the original like publisher for Concord before Sony took over.
In
Oh
their
my
So
defense,
gosh, I
they
did
hey,
are
not know
they are
that.
publishing so much right now. They have like an insanely long lineup of like projects that they're claiming
yeah,
to publish. Like,
they had a really weird strategy. I recommend really deep diving into that whole story about Concord because it is
I had no.
fascinating.
I literally looked up probably monsters, and the first thing is a Reddit post. Was the problem probably monsters all along? And the Concord Reddit. Like, okay.
I'm dying. There's a Concord Reddit.
Yeah, dude.
What do they got over there now? It's like, damn, you guys remember
Wow, I
that?
guess yeah, that makes sense because they had fire. Yeah, wow. They had Hidden Grove, Battle Bars, Cauldron.
They have a
Wow.
lot
Okay.
of random shit, yeah. Shout outs Crimson Moon. Excited. We got another trailer for Beast of Reincarnation, this time with a release date, August 4th, 2026. Still continues to impress. This trailer ran a lot better than the Xbox showing, which was kind of surprising considering that was just like 2 weeks ago. I'm excited for this one. I love my Sekiro slop, and I'm curious to see Game Freak make a non Pokemon game like of this like scale and budget and whatnot.
I'm
And then moving on, I don't know if you guys had much to say about
I was
that.
just saying I'm
Moving
surprised that we saw this game so much 2 weeks ago at Xbox and they didn't give a release date. And then PlayStation gets the trailer and they're like, oh, here's the release date. Like, I wonder how that relationship works right there.
I guess they like PlayStation more or something. My
That's
favorite
what
thing
I'm
is
saying.
they've been on Xbox, they've been on PlayStation, but not Nintendo, which is just really funny to me. Moving into our next one, we got a quick one. Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition, really cool. I've never played the original Rayman. It is hard as shit, from what I've heard. Like, it's like
Yep.
brutal, but you can put on unlimited lives. So I'm down to play through this one. Only problem for me, it was like effectively a shadow drop. Technically, releases the day we're recording, so it was like the day after. Um, I wish it was a collection. I wish I got Rayman 2. That's the one I really want to play because like that's the one I grew up on was Rayman 2 and 3. But it's cool to get Rayman 1 in general, and I like the old developer interviews, the prototype. Like I love stuff like that with re-releases.
Funny you mentioned
And then
Rayman 2
Jack.
because
Oh, sorry,
sorry.
Jack. You had something?
I was going to
No,
say
no,
it's funny
you're
you
good.
mentioned Rayman 2 because if they do this with Rayman 2 next, because in this version they're packaging together like every version of Rayman 1, even the cancelled SNES version. So if they do like a Rayman
Yeah.
2 version with like every single port of that game that's ever
Oh,
released,
yeah.
that would be
Dude,
fantastic.
Jack, you'll laugh. You want to know the way I played Rayman 2? Because it was like one of the
Please,
first games I played.
please be the
It was
3DS.
it was the DS, the
The DS
original
version,
DS.
hell yes.
Yeah, where it had like a bunch of cut content. Dude, as a kid, I thought it was the coolest shit. I'm like, dude, it's 3D on the DS. What? I love that game, man. I really hope. Cause yeah, one of the real problems with Rayman 2, there's no like true definitive edition outside of like maybe like the PS2 version where it has like technically all the content. But man, I hope they do that for Rayman 2 because there are so many versions of that game.
It's also like
Uh,
completely weird, but like Atari is distributing this, so like
oh really?
it's Ubisoft's IP, and they're just sort of like, we don't want anything to do with this. Leave us alone.
You know, Ubisoft, man. I don't know if they have the ability to distribute this game at this point with
True.
their financials. But Jack, let's get you off the bench again for Mina the Hollower. Spring, which is crazy to me. I cannot believe it still doesn't have a date. But dude, man, every time I see this game, I'm like, fuck, I want to play this right now. Like, this looks so fucking good.
Yeah, I must admit, like when they said spring at the end, I was like, oh, for God's sake, I was really disappointed. But you know, it was a great trailer. By all accounts, they say that they will give us a date as soon as submission is finished. Because they don't want to date it and then like submission takes longer than they expect. So
Yeah.
they are saying that it is pretty much done. So
No,
I do believe spring, but like I want it like now. I don't really
no,
want to wait.
I'm right there with you. They need this one to hit. They did release the demo. I'm actually gonna download that and check it out for myself because I want to vibe with this game. I love how it looks, man. It looks just like a Game Boy Color game. I
It
love
looks
it.
great,
It's
doesn't
like
it? Yeah. All the
like an
haters are
ancient
telling me
2D.
otherwise.
Screw them. Uh, anyways, moving into our next one. Neva Prologue Fusion. You love Neva. This was actually a real surprise. This is like kind of a DLC kind of add-on for Neva, basically doing like a prequel thing. Pretty exciting, all things considered. This soon after the first game.
Yeah, I popped for this. I have no idea if this costs money or what. They haven't said, which is a little weird when the game's 6 days away.
I think
They
this
But
was
said
like
it
$4.
does. I'm sure that someone said that you can buy it even separately, so it's like an expand-alone kind of thing. But I'm not sure whether that's
well,
right.
they just on their Steam they said they recommend this to be played after you beat the game. So I doubt you can buy it standalone.
Fusion, guess the price. They released the price. I want you to guess it.
$5.
$3.
I like that. I like that. You know, I'll take
Dude,
$3. I'll give it
that's less
$3.
than a coffee, man.
I
What
know.
the
I
hell?
would give them $3. Yeah,
yeah.
this is awesome. I was not expecting this, and like I'll take any excuse to go back and listen to that soundtrack and play more of that game. So like I will be playing this next week for $3 apparently.
Yeah, I technically, I don't know if I ever said this on the podcast. For Fusion's birthday, I'm like, oh, let me get you something. It was like, oh yeah, give me Neva. I'm like, yeah, I got you, man. And I bought it for myself accidentally.
Oh
So
yeah, I forgot about that.
I still have it in my Steam library. I still want to check it out. That's just very funny. Next up was Yako Shinobi Ups. Don't really have much to say. Didn't really impress me personally. And then we got hype. We got Project Windless. You want to talk about Wolf Slop? This is Wolf Slop, dude. You got a Chinese looking vibe, like a chicken, a fucking chicken of guy. You're playing as a giant buff chicken dude fighting hordes of monsters. Yeah, sign me up. I don't care how many years away it is. Now, granted, this is Krafton, who is also the company that says they want to make all their games with AI and be an AI focused company. So I don't know if I'll ever get this game, but when I saw, I'm like, I want to play this right fucking now. I want to play as a giant fucking chicken, dude.
We have to believe in this game because Crafton has Hi-Fi Rush 2. So it's like
That's true.
I gotta believe in this one, so I get Hi-Fi Rush 2.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, man. You saw Wukong. This is gonna be even bigger.
I mean,
I'm gonna say it now.
I thought this game looked a lot like Wukong. I
Oh
thought it
yeah,
was
it's very
very similar
Wukong.
animations. Like at some point, I was like, "Is this like what's happening? Is this Wukong DLC somehow?
I
Like,
thought
am
it
I
was
playing as a
Wukong.
different
I thought it was
character?"
Zhong Kui.
Oh yeah. So I was like, "Well, yeah, this is cool." I don't know. It doesn't look at the very like the moment we saw yesterday. It's not like I haven't seen the polish or quality yet of even like a Wukong, but I think
It
it
seems
looks
very early.
cool. Yeah, like it's still a project name, so
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, we're very early.
I just think playing as a giant chicken is so funny. I love it.
You know what's weird
And then
about
next,
this fusion?
What?
Apparently, one of the Far Cry leads is like one of the main directors on this.
Really?
Yeah,
well,
That's
you know,
very
I
strange.
don't know which one, but I
it is
saw it earlier.
Montreal.
Yeah,
I imagine it's one of
so
the
it's obviously
Montreal
someone who left
Far Cry
UB in
games.
Montreal to make
That is
Project
very
Windless.
funny. I'm excited. I can't wait to see more.
This is what we
Uh,
were robbed of in Far Cry 7.
this
okay,
this could have
brother,
been Far Cry 7.
this is not what you wanted from Far Cry 7. I'll tell you that now. Moving on to our next one, Star Wars Galactic Racer Jack. On it, dude. I'm gonna say it. This game looks kind of fire. I don't even really care about like Star Wars or racing games, but I look at this. I'm like, damn, I kind of want to play this. This looks sick.
Yeah, like the drifting, everything about it. It looks like classic Burnout to an extent, but like obviously as a
Yeah.
racer, it's like the very old school Need for Speed. Um, yeah, it absolutely oozes style. I'm so into this.
I do have to ask you. They at the end they showed off like a character in a yeah,
And
he's coming back too.
yeah,
Who is that?
it's oh my god, I can't pronounce his last name. It's like Ben Quadrinos or something.
Oh my
But
god.
it's from Phantom Menace, obviously. And yeah,
Okay.
it was great.
It was so funny. They showed him off like it was like General Grievous. Like, oh shit, he's here. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I have no
absolutely.
idea who this guy is, but hell yeah, man. And then we got another trailer for 007 First Light. I'll be honest, I don't know if it's because I recently played through the Hitman games. I looked at this trailer, I'm like, damn, I'm like way more excited for this game now. Like, I thought this was a very solid trailer. Didn't have the frame drops. That's a big thing. I think there's this expectation that it will be kind of like a miss or like a whatever experience. I think people are kind of discounting this game. I think it will be a fun romp, kind of like an Uncharted game, almost like an Uncharted light, where it's like it's not as good as like a big Uncharted game, but like it gives off that vibe and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I've always been excited for this one just because I like IO. But yeah, I think I'm at the point where I don't really see it anymore. If that makes sense, where I'm like, okay, the game's
Yeah.
what 3 months away now. Like, let's chill. I'm sure we're gonna see it again, but like, I'm sure is this game in May? Is this May 27th or
Yeah, it's
something?
May. It took GTA spot, yeah.
We'll see it one more time at the May State of Play. That'll be the next time we see it. And it's like that's good. Like just show me the launch trailer then, and I'm chilling because you've showed me a lot
Exactly.
of this game, and a lot of it is like when you have a game like this, you can only show so much before it all looks the same. Like to me, every trailer, even if the trailer looks good, I thought this was a good trailer yesterday, but I'm like, this doesn't look that much different than any of your other 3 trailers you've shown me.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like now it's like, all right, I'm ready for it. I've seen enough, basically.
Yeah.
Uh, and then this is where I come in because the Konami segment has officially started. They kind of do a little thing was like as someone from Sony basically
I think
says
his
like,
name was
hey,
Peter Brown, or I made
Peter
that name
Brown,
up,
that's
but
it.
I
Yeah,
think it was.
No, I think it was Peter Brown. He originally worked at GameSpot. I found that out. Um, he basically was talking about like, oh, we like to work with like third party partners, and one of those partners is Konami. They have a lot to show. And dude, I mean, I watched it. I'm like, damn, this could have been like its own Konami Direct. I am shocked that they threw it into the state of play, basically. But they showed a lot of stuff from my goats Konami. I am feeling very happy, and I want to point out my predictions, they're looking pretty good. When it comes, like already, most of my third party predictions with Konami, I've effectively nailed. First and foremost, my fucking go. This is the one I wanted. I was of the mind where it's like, listen, give me MGS Master Collection Volume 2 or a new Castlevania, and I got both. So I'm feeling very high because of that alone. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2, August 27th, Metal Gear Solid 4, and Peace Walker, and Ghost Babel, the fucking Game Boy game, which is awesome. And it's like, hey, here it comes. So just all that all together, remastered. MGS4 is finally off of the PS3. One of the best games of all time. I could finally play through it again. I love this game to pieces. I want to play it on modern platforms. I want to play it. I want other people to play it finally. 10 out of 10 experience. And I'm just like, I'm finally going to play through Peace Walker. I never finished Peace Walker. And that's a Kojima directed game. So, like, that was always a weird miss for me. So, I'm super excited. I cannot fucking wait for this. Feels so good to be a Metal Gear fan again. I'm feeling amazing. I did say though, I did think MGS5 remastered would be a part of this. Now I'm starting to think that there's probably a Volume 3 that would include MGS5, Metal Gear Rising, maybe the Acid games as the kind of accessory one. But either way, like Volume 2, what was most important, just give us 4, and I'm still ready. I'm fucking ready, man. I cannot wait.
Yeah, this is exciting. I haven't played any of these, but like I know people have been waiting so long for this version 2. Like it's been like, well, we get a version 2, blah blah, and they finally did it. So like this
Yeah.
was a cool pop to watch. Like I watched Kind of Funny react to this. I watched Easy Allies. Like people saw this and they were excited for this. I think it's cool that version 1's getting the update also because
Yeah.
like I've watched Digital Foundry videos, even recent ones, where they're like, yeah, this collection's just still not up to what it should be. You know what I mean? Like this just is not a good enough collection for
It was a
people to go
lot
back
better
to.
than at launch, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it is a lot better, but they were still like I think
it's
they
not
put
like
out a
perfect.
video like 2 months ago and they were still talking about it, and it's like now I'm even more inclined to go back to that version 1, play those games, and I won't have to wait for a version 2. You know what I mean? This collection 2 is already out, or already coming out, so it's like now it's like someone like me who's never played any of the Metal Gear games, I can basically play all of them.
Yeah, man. It's just so good. Like these are effectively now you would have access to all the Kojima directed Metal Gear games. 5 is playable on modern platforms, so like that's fine.
Mhm.
I was of the mind that 5 remaster would be a part of this. Now I'm like, okay, that's probably version volume 3 or whatever, but like there's no need to wait. I mean, MGS5 is still a 10 out of 10 no matter what. I am so ready for people to experience the insanity that's MGS4 because that game is fucking weird and I love it. And there's also like 2 hours of gameplay. That's the one where I'm like, whenever people say they throw it back on me of like, oh, you're a gameplay guy, but you love Metal Gear Solid 4, and that's mostly cutscenes. I'm like, yeah, you got me. That's the one I'll accept fully foremost. But they also announced part of this Metal Gear Solid 3 on sale. Fusion, you got money. I know you got money to spend.
I just spent all $30 of it on the God of War game.
Uh, you did not have $30 left to your name. You're,
but
you're
but half off of Snake Eater's $35, and then, you know what I mean, my $30 went elsewhere.
yeah, and you're enjoying that game a ton.
You didn't have to say that.
But anyway, we'll get to that game later. Anyways, very happy. I'm just like through the roof excited. Now, Jack, are you gonna stop rage baiting me? Will you finally play the Metal Gear games? You gonna stop rage baiting me, or are you gonna find like, oh, you know what? I need to check out Cool Spot. Let me check out that game.
Cool Spot would be fun to check out, but no, I'm still like debating with myself whether to just jump in with Solid or to play the first two games.
Like Metal
But
Gear 1 and 2.
yeah,
There's a lot
I
of
would
added
like them.
context with them, but like you could just jump into Solid.
Maybe that's best. Just jump into that. But also, there's like a million franchises I have to check out now before all these new games come out. So
Yeah.
it stings.
Yeah. There's a lot of video games, man. We don't got enough time. And apparently the Fusion, not enough money. Damn, $35. Whew, too much for my blood.
To be honest, because Snake Eater is in the first collection, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I would rather play that version.
Hey, I mean, listen, I'll take it, dude. Personally for me, I like the original more, but like I'm an original freak because I like the look of that game.
Especially now that they've hit the first collection to like make it look better than the remake, really.
Yeah.
There's just something about the way that remake. Just I don't know. There's just something about it I don't like. I'll be honest.
There's an energy to it. Now, I thought the remake was great, especially like in terms of like how they updated the controls and whatnot. But like, Unreal Engine 5, I don't like what they do to character models sometimes. I love those original character models so much.
Yeah, I think it's the Unreal Engine of it and of it just being like, a lot of the reviews I read were like, now the game's just so easy you can just run past parts, and it's like, why? Like, it doesn't seem like this is the best version of the game I'm supposed to be playing.
It was a weird thing where like they updated the controls, but they didn't update the like level design and enemies to match those controls. So it was pretty easy, except like a section at the very end, which is still annoying as shit. But other than that, it's like yeah, it's a much easier version. But anyways, let's talk also next on this Konami block. As I said, Darwin's Paradox. I'm hyped for this game. I don't care what anyone says. I want to play as a fuck ass octopus, and they showed it off basically a kind of Metal Gear collab with a demo that's also available today. Lots of demos and stuff releasing today, and yeah, I'm jumping into this game day one. This game looks like so much fun. A lot of people think this game's Konami internal, which is funny. It's an indie studio that Konami's publishing, kind of like Keep Driving last year. But I'm very, very excited to check this one out.
Yeah, this looks cool. I'm not. I like. There's a lot of people super excited about this one. They're saying they're getting like the inside vibes. I'm not there with it. I don't
Okay,
think,
no,
like, this
it's
is
not
gonna-
inside.
Yeah.
Who's saying that?
Like,
What?
Moon has said it a few times on Discord, but
That's
not even just
crazy.
him. I've seen other people say like, yeah, this is giving inside vibes. I'm like, I don't get those vibes at all. But this is the best showing for me personally that I've seen. Where I'm like, I might actually check this one out. It's like $25 or whatever. Like, I hope it does well. Like, it looks cool. It's a cool concept, cool idea. So like, I'm not saying it looks bad by any means, but I'm just not as interested in it as like I feel like a lot of other people are.
It looks like a fun inside, like a fun vibes. I don't. That sounded really demeaning. I love Inside to Death. That's one of my favorite games. I meant to say like fun
Inside, but
tone.
good.
No. That's not what I said. I meant because Inside is such a like depressing and scary tone. This is like a fun vibe of that, like a 2D puzzle platformer. Really, I'm excited for it. And then, oh Konami, I love you. Castlevania, Belmont's Curse. Finally, I get my Metroidvania Castlevania game, a new Castlevania, developed by the Dead Cells team, specifically the guys who did the DLC. One of them, which was Dead Cells Return to Castlevania.
Twin Motion's on this.
Oh yeah, they're overseeing it too.
Yeah.
So like, literally perfect pairing. You will never get a better pairing than like the Dead Cells dub working on Castlevania. Cannot fucking wait, and dude, you guys know how much I hate 2.5D. They made 2.5D look good. They made 2.5D look better than the God of War 2D pixel art game. I'm sorry. We'll get to that. We'll get to that later. But like in general, I'm such a 2.5D hater, but this has such a great style to it.
Surprisingly.
It looks really cool. A lot of vibes to it. They got the Castlevania look. The castle looks badass as shit. And also the lore implications in terms of like Trevor Belmont is effectively Trevor's daughter. And this kind of implies Sonia Belmont, which was a character in one of the Game Boy Color games, which was completely like removed from the canon, but now is effectively came back in the canon with this. Can't fucking wait. I'm so ready. 2026 date. Give it to me during October. I want a Halloween Castlevania vibe because, like, God, I love that franchise so much.
How do you think Igarashi's reacted to this when he's had 7 years to release Bloodstained Ritual of the Night 2, and he's finally releasing Scarlet Engagement this year, and it's the same year as the new Castlevania.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that game too. But it's like, damn, this looks much better in terms of like graphically and like the vibes and everything. Fusion, you're into Metroidvanias. Did you have any interest in this one?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited. Like this
yeah.
is probably honestly might be the game of the show for me.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Kenna's up there. Kenna's up there, but like
Two notes,
I
man.
haven't played a Castlevania. As someone where like Metroidvania is probably my favorite genre, or at least in my top 3. And I've never played a Castlevania, and I've never played a Metroid. So it's like,
that's a lot of people nowadays. Those games never sold that well.
Like I'm missing the OGs of what made this genre so important. But man, this is when we went 2 years imagining what a God of War Metroidvania would look like. I thought it would look like this.
Yeah.
This is what I thought it would look like. I'm not hating on the God of War one because I still like that art style, which I'll talk about later. But this is what I wanted when I thought about that God of War game. Like I want this game to be so good that I'm like, okay, I gotta play the other Castlevanias now. Like I'm so excited for this. This just looks so clean. I'm so happy it's not a roguelike. Like this is just a true Metroidvania. I'm not over the roguelikes right now, but I'm tired of every Metroidvania style game trying to be a roguelike. Like we don't have to add that. You know what I mean? Just give me a good
100%.
Metroidvania where I'm going through, I'm doing the exploration. And that's what this is, and I'm so excited. The art looks incredible. The combat looks like crunchy and heavy, like
yes,
and it's the Dead Cells, like the Dead Cell guys. They just don't miss.
God, dude, the fact that it's the Dead Cells devs, it's like I could not have thought of a better situation. I'm just over the moon excited for this. This is probably up there, like top 3 most anticipated now for the year for me because, God, I love Castlevania. And also I want to point out we had they officially launched the Castlevania 40th anniversary account, which is very funny that there wasn't a Castlevania account on Twitter before. But they also kind of put out a statement. The doors of Castlevania open once more. This year marks the 40th anniversary since the original Akamaju Dracula first saw the light of day. In this commemorative year, Castlevania will be revived. First up is this title, Belmont's Curse. We couldn't think of other studios to work together rather than Evil Empire and Motion Twin, studios brimming with talent and passion. This is the beginning of numerous new projects around Castlevania. Look forward to the return of the magnificent nightmare lurking in the darkness. Now, if you guys remember my prediction, I threw out that I thought there would be 2 Castlevanias revealed this year. This is the first one. I do believe the Konami internal Castlevania also exists, and we'll probably see it this year, at the very least a reveal, which I'm very curious about that game too. But like this is almost like the make sure this is shown off first. I want to see this first and foremost, just a Metroidvania by the Dead Cells team. But do you guys think we'll get that other Castlevania revealed this year? If it is the 3D one?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Maybe. I don't know Konami as well. You guys are the 3D Castlevanias Metroidvanias, or are they just action games?
Depend. They're action games. That's the best way to put it.
Everyone dreams of the 3D Metroidvania. Everyone's wanted that forever.
Yeah, I mean, like Arkham Asylum, but like, yeah, that's probably the closest. There was this idea of like making Castlevania Souls-like, which would be interesting because Souls is inspired by Castlevania, so it'd be kind of like a full circle moment. I'd be intrigued by that. But yeah, I imagine we'll get it at least revealed this year, and I'm really excited to check that out.
I'm excited for that. Like Castlevania is like talking about franchises I've missed that like I wish I was a super fan of. Castlevania's top 3, like easily. Dude. Like they're what even for
you
me.
Love Hollow Knight,
you'll probably hate
love
me.
Castlevania.
Yeah, you'll probably hate me, but like I'd rather be a Castlevania fan than a Metal Gear Solid fan. You know, which is probably weird or whatever. But
bro,
like
that's 2 goats. That's 2 goats, man.
Yeah, and like nothing, you know. I mean, I just like Castlevania is so cool to me. It's just like it has aura. Like I look at that franchise, I'm like, you have aura.
And also, I mean, Fusion, like I would say, like the old games, they literally age perfectly. Like the DS trilogy, the GBA trilogy, the Symphony of the Night is literally a perfect game. Like I don't know if you've ever seen gameplay of Symphony of the Night. It actually looks like a modern game. Like it's insane how well it ages. So you got a lot to work with as well, especially when this game comes out. We gotta talk about Konami's last of the big 3, Silent Hill, where they showed off Silent Hill Townfall. Jack, you put on here 2026 date. Is that true? I thought I
It
saw
is
there was a
indeed.
date floating around.
That they just said
No, it's
26, I think.
2026 is right.
They just said okay. I think it was a leak. That's why. It said March, but I assume that leak is wrong then. But yeah, Silent Hill Townfall 2026. This is the Annapurna Silent Hill game. It's first person, spooky vibes. I'm personally into it. I'm curious to see more. They did show off more at the Silent Hill Direct. I haven't checked that out yet, but I heard it looks like from everyone who's talked to me about it, it's like no, it looks really good. So I'm very intrigued by this one.
Did we always know it was first person?
No, this is the first we've heard of it being
Okay,
first person.
because I'm still down. I'm sure I'm gonna play this. This game looks awesome. And it just feels totally different than a lot of the recent Silent Hill stuff.
Mhm.
But I was not expecting first person. When they show first person, I'm like, well, now I'm a little scared. Like, I love third person horror games, but the first person, like, just adds an extra layer.
They said specifically the developer somewhere. I don't remember. Did you catch that, Jack?
I just read it and I've forgotten. You carry on rambling. I'll find it.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Screen burn.
There you go.
Screen burn. They
Yeah.
did something.
They've done
I s-
Stories Untold in 2017 and Observation in 2019.
Observation.
That's the one.
I've heard a lot of good things about that game, so I think they could probably pull this off.
And they're based out of Scotland, and that's where that game takes place, right?
Yeah,
Silent Hill
no,
Townfall,
that's
so,
cool.
yeah.
Full circle. they would know the horrors of Scotland more than
That's
anything.
what I mean. I feel they're pretty cool. And hopefully they nail it.
Yeah, excited for that one. I'm very interested to see more.
Also, just
and then
PS5 and PC, which is interesting.
Oh, it's another timed exclusive. That's weird.
Yeah, I wonder if that's intentional or whether they just don't have a Switch 2 dev kit and didn't want to put it on Xbox. I mean, it is a smaller studio, so.
Yeah,
I'd love to
probably
know.
that they just don't want to put it on Xbox, probably. At this point, not surprising. Sorry, Xbox. And then we got Rev.Noir to end the Konami segment. And that's the end of the Konami segment, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Listen,
Has Konami ever had a JRPG?
Yeah, that's
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've done numerous. I'm curious about this. Here's the thing. By the way, guys, I'm gonna ask you guys for if this counts, because I did say Konami would reveal a AAA game that they would act like as a big deal, like a new IP. I think this counts.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Well, what if it is a big deal?
Dude, honestly, it kind of.
I thought it looked cool.
I don't know.
We didn't see a lot, but I was kind of messing with the vibes.
The gameplay looked fun. It's like an action JRPG, which I'm way more into. I'm curious to see more. It's just I think the showing of it could have been a bit better. They do that thing with a lot of Japanese trailers. I don't know if you guys noticed, where it's just characters talking about like completely nothing. Where it's like I don't know the context of these conversations. I don't know what you want me to do here. But otherwise, I mean, like the game looked really good. So I'm curious about that. I do like Konami trying new stuff. That's exciting. And I mean, that's the end of the Konami segment, dude. I'm so happy to say Konami's back. And I'm glad that everyone can finally agree Konami is back, because like they've just been kind of on a roll, and they figured out it's like, hey, if we actually release games and like do these collections and utilize these IPs, people are gonna start taking us seriously. There's only really at this point it's like, okay, so what is like the next like brand new Metal Gear game? Like when you eventually get to that. And also it's like you guys got to figure out what you're doing with Pro Evolution Soccer, because these games are just bad. Because like, I was thinking about this, Fusion, because EA Sports FC and Madden, those are bad, but they sell well. With Pro Evolution Soccer, it's bad and it doesn't sell well. So I think we got to figure that out, at least Konami. But otherwise, I think they're at a very strong position.
This is gonna be a really dumb question. This is
Oh, yeah,
my
go for it.
arrogance showing. What dev teams do Konami actually own? Like, who are like? Do they have internal? I assume they have internal Konami teams over there, right? They don't
Yeah,
just
they
publish
do.
games.
Basically,
think of
all
it
that's
like
left is
Capcom.
like just a Konami's internal.
We don't know the specific like team layout. Back in the day, it would be stuff like Kojima Productions, Igarashi's team, stuff like that. Now it's just mostly a lot of producers, and they outsource a lot. So like the Dead Cells team, and they have internal production teams, but they're mostly producers. They even like Silent Hill F, they worked with like another studio, and they had producers within Konami, that type of thing.
Okay, that makes more sense. They're mainly like at this point they are just publishing video games. Like
They did they did do the bulk of the work on Delta. Obviously, Virtua supported, but according to Konami, it was a more so internal than external. So that was like the
Yeah,
first
they have
fully
teams
internal
there.
game they've
Okay.
made since maybe Survive, which is funny to think about.
Oh my god!
I
Don't remind me
was
of
just
Survive.
wondering because all the games we're talking about, it's like a bunch of dev teams I know, but I'm like, I know Konami doesn't know them. It's like,
Yeah,
so it's just, yeah, they outsource a lot. Okay.
yeah, basically a lot of producers. Yeah,
Because they
but yeah.
own all these cool IPs, and they're like, we'll just
It's-
use them finally.
exactly. It's
Like-
like, well, we lost all the people who make these games, so let's actually outsource them to people who love these IP.
Like, yeah, so how did that work? I'm so sorry to get in a Konami tangent, but like, the creators of Silent Hill, like,
They left.
or like,
Like,
even Castlevania, like, how did Konami own? How does Konami own all these cool IPs if everyone left?
Because
that's
they
the
were
thing.
all
So
Konami at the time, so Konami just got to
exactly.
keep the IPs
Okay,
while the
okay.
developers left. Because it was like
Yeah.
the studio still existed. Like Team
Mhm.
Silent, it mostly just got merged into Konami internal. However, most of the people just left and worked for Sony for a while.
So
Yeah,
no
you
one was
know-
no one was able to leave and include their IP. All their IPs got
No,
taken.
they
from
had
them,
to leave without their yeah, because
Okay.
that's how it works. Is like you leave,
Yeah.
but like you can't take the IP with you. You know how Kojima Productions is the way it is now. It's because there was a Kojima Productions within Konami that was called Kojima Productions, and when Kojima left, that was effectively dissolved. So now it's just like a bunch of developers within Konami, but not specific to a certain team. They'll be like, as you saw, like the producer of the Castlevania series, the producer of the Metal Gear series, these kind of like people who handle a team that are related to a certain IP.
Okay.
and even then, like internal Konami these days, by all accounts, is much smaller than it used to be. So I assume that they're restaffing and trying to like build it back up again with all the games that they have coming out, but it's going to take a while, you'd assume. So
All the people who headed these IPs, like the big ones, left a long time ago. Like Igarashi for Castlevania, he left around like the early 2010s. Kojima left around the Metal Gear Solid 5, so around 2015. And I think the Team Silent team dissolved around the 2010s as well. So they are very much mostly producers now. Which I mean, they do have a lot of like old talent though, because like some Okamura, as you saw in the direct of he handles Metal Gear. He's a Metal Gear producer. He has worked on Metal Gear since Portable Ops, and that was like 05. So like they have a lot of like alumni.
Oh, cool.
But yeah,
Sorry
shout out
to
to
do it on the
Konami.
podcast. though. Just like-
No, dude, listen, I will always talk about Konami.
I was just looking things up. I was so confused. I'm like, none of this is making sense to me. But
It's a very confusing. Japanese companies are very confusing, Fusion. I'll tell you that right now. Almost as confusing as current Ubisoft situation at this point.
okay, yeah.
That's the best allegory to throw it onto. Moving out of the Konami section, we get into John Wick, a brand new game, Saber Interactive. I'm very into this idea, though I was thinking about this. It's like John Wick as an IP. Do you give that to Saber? And I'm not trying to be mean to Saber. I think Saber is an amazing studio that make amazing AA games. I feel like John Wick is a game you make as a AAA. And like you get like a big studio or like a very talented who aren't juggling 20 plates at once. Saber is juggling like 20 plates at once right now. So I'm curious what they're going to be able to do with John Wick. I'm into what I saw though. I'm excited to see more. I love John Wick as an IP. I'm just like not I want to see more. I want to like see like uncut gameplay.
I trust Saber can do it, but they need to actually start releasing some of these movie games that they've announced because like
true.
we have Jurassic Park Survival, we have the Hellraiser game, we have this. Apparently at some point they were working on Avatar: The Last Airbender game, and they have like a million games on top
Turok,
of like
Yeah, Turok is coming out.
yeah, they're doing
Warhammer.
Turok.
They're doing KOTOR.
What's the Road Kings for Bop? Shout it out.
Yeah, Road Kings. Yeah,
And it's like
I think we named like 10 games. That is
Yeah.
insane. I
So,
think
like-
they're mostly publishing, but like still.
that they
Go
have
ahead,
a
Jack.
lot of internal studios, so I think it's a mix of
Yeah.
both. But yeah, as soon as some of these start releasing, we'll have like an idea of where we stand. But like right now, it's just like, oh, that could be cool, but very little
Mhm.
else.
Yeah, I'm not mad with it if it is like a double A John Wick game. Like obviously, yeah, it would be nice to have a triple A huge John Wick game. But like as someone I've been recently playing Space Marines 2 with my brother like co-op, that game's
hell yeah.
awesome. Like
It's
that game
so
is
good.
fantastic. So it's like and like Turok, everything we've seen from Turok, I'm into it to be honest. Like I'm not
Same.
like this looks like a good Turok game. So it's like from what they've released recently, where it's like even the Nightling I heard was pretty good, and like the Mud Runner stuff, like they make good video games over there. So it's not like I'm not like, oh, this is a disaster team to put together to make a John Wick game.
Oh
It's like
yeah, no, I'm
I,
not.
I
I
think
don't want
this
to say
could,
that.
yeah. I'm not saying that's what you were saying, but I think there are some people who are like, we saw the announcement and they're like, oh, Saber, like, why would Saber do this? But no, I think Saber is in a great spot, honestly. And I think like this is exciting for Saber too. Right now, they are working with a lot of like licensed IP, like Jack said, the Avatar game. Now you have John Wick,
Yeah, I have
Star
a list.
Wars, Jurassic
Um,
Park. Like they're doing a lot of stuff like that, but it's like they usually nail it. So like I feel like if you came to them and you're like, hey, let's make a John Wick game, they have the licensing with all this other stuff of good quality stuff that makes sense. And the people who own John Wick will be like, yeah, this makes sense. You can do this.
Yeah, so I have a list here. This is everything that's announced from Saber. It's John Carpenter's Toxic Commandos. That's next month. Road Kings for Bop. Clive Barker's Hellraiser Revival. Jurassic Park Survival. Rails of Fury Train Defense. Star Wars KOTOR remake. Untitled Avatar: The Last Airbender title. Turok Origins. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 3. Busbound, Docked, and Untitled John Wick title. That's 12 games. Now,
Yeah.
some of these are being developed by Focus Entertainment specifically, at least from what I can see here.
It'll be the other way around. It'll be published by Focus and
Oh,
developed
published.
by Saber.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad. My bad. Okay. So one of them is done by Still Alive Studios. So they're taking some of the work off Saber. Shout outs to them.
One of 11.
Yeah, but shout outs to those guys specifically. But
How
yeah, I
big is
mean,
Saber?
I have to imagine
Saber's
they have
massive. They have so many studios.
70,000
Yeah,
people.
apparently, yeah, the last number we got was 2022 was 2,700.
Yeah.
2,700. Yeah, that says. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I love Saber. I love like what their vibe is of like, hey, we make double A games. Like we make smaller budget games that like are gonna go on sale very quickly, stuff like that. A 7/8 out of 10s, and you're gonna have a blast with, and you're not gonna feel like you got cheated or anything. You know what you're getting out of Saber game, and I really respect that out of them. I'm just like curious, it's like how are they gonna handle a John Wick game? Is it gonna work out well? And I mean, listen, as you said, you remind me of Fusion. It's like, damn, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, that was a good ass game. And that
Very
was
good
also
game,
Saber.
yeah.
So maybe I gotta put faith in my guys. Moving into our next segment, Marathon. Fusion, anything here that stands out especially to you? Seems like the Server Slam later this month seems pretty exciting.
Yeah, no, nothing. I thought another really well put together trailer. I think it's cool that they're doing the server slam, and it's as long as it is, it's a full week of saying, hey, anyone can get in here. It's like just download it, play. This is what Marathon needs. Like they need something
Yeah.
like this where it's like for a game that's $40, they've done a lot of individual play tests, like not out to the public, but they've done like play tests. They've got a lot of feedback. The game's looking better every time I look at it. So they need something like this where it's like, hey, play it for a week, do all this stuff in this game, and then you can decide if this is worth $40 a week later. I think this is very smart.
Mhm.
This is what something like High Guard free, so it really doesn't matter. But like Arc Raiders did something very similar to this, where it wasn't like 2 weeks beforehand, but it was like a month beforehand or something. Arc Raider was like, hey, we're gonna server slam this, test the servers. This game's worth $40. If you like this free weekend, jump in now. I think this is going to be great for
Yeah.
Marathon. We'll see if a lot of people are vibing with it. Right now, I think I've been saying for a few weeks, the positivity is going up and up and up. Like it seems like we're trending in a
Yeah.
direction where for a while there, it was about as low as you could get. Like it was not looking good for
Dude,
Marathon. People
I
were
want to
calling
check
it
this out.
Concord and everything else. So that's also it's like even people in the Discord, which I know you guys give me shit for it all the time, but I do truly believe a lot of you are going to try this out, this server thing, like it or not. You know what I mean? You might hate it, but at least you're going to try it, and that's what this is designed for. So it's like it's cool that they didn't take 20 minutes. You know what I mean? They put this trailer there. They talked about it for 3 minutes, and then they also had their own live stream after the show. It's like this was the perfect
Oh, nice.
showcase to remind people, hey, Marathon is in less than a month. Check it out.
Yeah, great. And like you said, I thought the trailer was really cool. I love the guy going Mayday. I thought that was pretty badass. Very cool vibes around this game. I do want to check it out. I don't think it's gonna be for me. I don't think Extraction is my genre. But hey, at the end of the day, they're doing the server slam. It's free. I'll check it out. So
Yeah,
I'm very interested.
That's
Um,
all you can do is check it out. I think the game is more
I think it's gonna
hardcore than
bang.
people are gonna realize. Like I don't think if people are
More
expecting like
hardcore than Arc Raiders.
yes, more hardcore. I think we're talking.
Wow.
I don't think it's Tarkov levels, but it's more Tarkov than Arc Raiders, in my opinion. So it's like,
I mean, hardcore games do well, so like
yeah,
that's not
so
going to go against it.
that's why I think it might have. I think people need to realize, hey, this isn't like they want you to PvP in this game. Where it's like in Arc Raiders, they have a matchmaking system that if you're a PvP player, you get matched with more PvP based things. Like no, Marathon's like no, this is a PvP game. Get shit on or learn. You know what I mean? Like this is how they're gonna. That's basically what they've been saying. So it's like that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
throw a lot of people away, especially the super hardcore PvE players. But that's fine because hardcore games are, at the very least, hardcore games will have their niche group of players that never leave, and they always feed like they always spend money on microtransactions. They always do that. Marathon needs to target them over than just casual audience, in my opinion.
Agreed. Because like the hardcores are going to get the casuals in. That's a big
Yes,
thing.
like at some point, even like Rainbow Six Siege to me is considered more hardcore than a lot of stuff out there. And that game, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if Marathon can hit Rainbow Six Siege levels of success. I don't think so. But even if they could do half of a Rainbow Six Siege level of success, they're going to be sitting pretty for the next 5 years. You know what I mean? So it's like they'll be fine. I think.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for people to actually check this out.
Sam, I'm very intrigued by this game. Next was some PS Plus drops, which Jack, you're slacking. You said I don't care enough to type them out. What happened to you, man?
Put Big Walk.
Yeah,
Big Walk.
Big Walk. Well, that's
Yeah, but that was, and it was like announced to be coming to PlayStation, which before now I don't think it was. So that was kind of an announcement. But
Okay,
you know, it's
I
PS
mean-
Plus drops. It's like I think Time
Spider-Man
Crisis
2 is a
with
big one,
Gyro
dude.
is cool.
Yeah, we don't
There you
need to list about it. Spider-Man 2 coming to PS Plus, which is cool. And then Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, the PSP version. I fucking hate this service so much.
Just
I
give
don't
me
want the
Tekken 5.
PSP version. I want the PS2 version. The one that people play, not the fuck ass PSP version. And also, Time Crisis, which is actually really cool. I think it's really cool they're bringing back the original Time Crisis. I didn't catch this when I first watched the State of Play. You know when Time Crisis is coming? In May. Why announce it now?
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know if they know what they're doing with the service. And also, Fusion, Ratchet and Clank, they're found dead. They're dead.
Dude.
I don't know. I don't think it's happening. I
I
genuinely think they
I want
forgot.
Jack 2 at this point. You can't give me Jack 2. Like,
It's psychotic, man. I don't know what's wrong with this service. It's been one game a month
Dude.
for like a year. You have so many games, and you're
and
adding
I swear
one.
it's a fighting game. I swear this is 6 months in a row of it being a fighting game. I'm not gonna play these, man.
It's ridiculous, dude. They keep like randomly, it's like, oh, Resident Evil 2 and 3. It's like, oh, hell yeah, that's cool. Okay, Tekken 6 on PSP. Fuck you, man. I don't want that. I love Tekken. I don't want the fuck ass PSP version.
Also,
If they give me
Premium
Tekken
is
5
the
on,
biggest.
if they
I
put
meant to say
Tekken
5,
5
yeah.
on that, I will pay good money.
No, that's Tekken 5. They're bringing Tekken 5.
No, Tekken 5, Tekken 5. Not this
Also,
Tekken 5.
random about Konami real quick. Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
This isn't confirmed by any means, but apparently that Rev Noir game only mentions PS5. So I don't know if that's gonna be an exclusive.
I have to imagine
But,
it's PS5 PC. Maybe like something like that. It'd be surprising if it's like full exclusive.
Yeah, just to toss it out there. I just saw that on Twitter that people are realizing that's only shown PS5, where like the other games have showcased where they're at and where they're not. So like,
Apparently,
is
John Wick was the same at first, and then like later on they said PC as
yeah,
well. So
that's
Yeah.
PC gamer is like an idiot. That headline was like the worst thing I ever written.
Well, PC Gamer is kind of it's washed. I bet it's a case.
Back.
Yeah, really, honestly, I bet it's a case. Like next time we see Rev Noir, it's like, oh, it's also coming to PC. Like it's just something they're waiting for, probably.
I'm just surprised it wouldn't be on the Xbox, but I don't know.
Well,
I'm not
Xbox is not
surprised
so
anymore.
surprising. But Switch,
Yeah,
Switch would
Maybe
be perfect
Switch-
for it.
yeah, same for the JRPG audience. But Nintendo sent one dev kit to every company apparently.
And Konami was busy using for survival kids.
To survival kids, shout outs. I forgot real quick. Big Walk. Looks cool. It's the Untitled Goose Game devs. I like the vibe of that game. Not for me, but like I appreciate weird stuff like that. I want to talk about
Oh, Paul,
Saros though. We talked enough about Saros, but they've showed a lot more. This game looks so fucking good, man. Every time I see this game, I'm like, yo, just push the release date to today. I want to play it right now. I'm tired of waiting. I don't want to wait till April. I want to play it right now. I'm ready for it. Just bring it to me. Housemarque doesn't miss, and just like, hey, we're making a sequel to one of the best PS5 games. Like, yeah, I'm in.
How do you feel about? I'll ask you two questions. First thing, I love the permanent progression system where they show
Yeah.
where it's just like Hades or whatever, where you can go in there and be like, plus this. How do you feel about being able to skip worlds now or realms or whatever they're calling them? Where it's like
I'm fine with it because I won't do that. But if other
I'm
people want to, that's
I'm fine with it and I'll probably do it. But I just wondering because I know
Mm.
Blessing commented on it. He said, "Well, I don't think he actually cares that much, but he's like, it's kind of a bummer. Like this is a roguelike. Why are you like you shouldn't be able to just
That's
skip
fair.
to the third world?" But it's also like to me, yes, this is obviously still roguelike, but it does seem like I guess even in Hades you don't skip worlds, but this seems um
More
like a
cohesive
merge of a
narrative.
roguelike. Yeah, where it's like they realize a lot of I think they for as well as Returnal did, a lot of people were just like, this is way too hardcore, this is
Yeah.
way too hard. I think all of the changes they're doing here with having permanent progression system or that one system where it's like you can make enemies harder or less hard and all this stuff, but it has to be balanced. Like this is all awesome to me. This is things where it's like this turns Returnal from being like a hardcore not niche, but closer to niche than
It's
popular
niche. Yeah.
game. Yeah, where Soros can be a gigantic thing for PlayStation.
Totally.
I don't know if this was the top of PlayStation saying, "Hey, Returnal was too hardcore, layer it back a little bit," or if this was just Housemarque's plan altogether, being like, "Hey, this was our decision to be like, hey, we're gonna make this a little more casual so more people can jump in here."
Hmm.
Either way, I'm super down with it. I just wondered how you felt from like
I'm
this being a hardcore roguelike and Returnal to taking a few steps back. It seems.
I'm fine with accessibility options. At the end of the day, those people suck at the game. I'm good at the game. That's totally cool. You know what I want? I want a trophy. I want a trophy that says you beat the game without skipping worlds. Then it's like hell yeah, I get to have that.
You
But
know
yeah,
that's not
otherwise,
happening.
I know they're gonna make the trophy list like buy a gear piece. And it's like
Play,
okay, what the fuck, man? Why even make that a trophy? This shit's
well,
so easy nowadays.
PlayStation first party, they said like probably maybe 5-6 years ago, they made it so the difficulty trophies can't be a thing anymore. If you're a PlayStation first party, you're not allowed to have a difficulty trophy.
I'm fine with the difficulty. I just want like difficult challenges within it. You know, I don't need a
Yeah,
hard mode, but like give me like it reminds me of Deathloop, where like that platinum was so good because it had genuine like beat all the visionaries without dying one or not dying. Without getting caught once, like stuff like that, like hardcore, like oh damn, I got to really think about it. I don't want just collect all the audio transcripts, or in some cases, collect half of the audio transcripts. That's it. It's like what? Okay, I don't know.
yeah.
That's kind of just as a trophy hunter, I want a little bit of challenge. And then moving into Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, new trailer here, looks gorgeous. Very excited to watch people play this game because I'm gonna be ass at it. But I'm very interested to see more about it. They finally revealed new characters, which took a while, but they said about 20 characters at launch, which I think it's a little low for a 4v4 fighting game. I feel like you need at least like 26 to 30 characters, but either way, I think they're gonna be very well designed characters. I'm excited to see what the other at this point, what like 10 characters, I think. I'm interested to see what they look like. They revealed Magic, Wolverine, and who's the last girl's name? It was a character that I've never heard of, which I thought was cool, but I don't remember her name.
Danger.
Danger, that's it. She looks really cool. But Magic, dude, shout out to Magic. She's kind of having a resurgence, like with Marvel Rivals, and now this. It's like, damn, they're gonna make like a Magic movie soon, probably, which I'm into. I like Magic a lot. But
They've
yeah,
shown
really,
11 characters, so they have 9 more to show.
yeah, 9 more to show, which I'm interested to see who those 9 are. I love Magic's design in this game. She has a really cool vibe to her. I again really interested to see more about this. Really
They're
awesome that this
picking.
game exists.
Yeah, they're picking. They're not picking the most popular heroes out there, which
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know if
which
will
I think
be.
is cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's unique to see these characters in a game, but it's like I'm also hopefully like this doesn't hurt the game at all when it's like, where's the Incredible Hulk? Or like where's
Yeah, Hulk's the
Black
weird
Widow
one.
or something?
I feel like you need at least Hulk. Like that feels weird not to have Hulk.
Like Thor's not in this as far so far. Like there's a lot of
I bet
core
you without
characters that aren't here.
question, Hulk and Thor will be revealed. You know who I want, Fusion? I want Blade. I want to see Blade in this art style.
I'll sell
Blade
that
was
to you.
cool.
You have to buy that.
I am not buying it. I already have to buy the Blade game. I'm not getting a Blade movie. Apparently, Marvel can make 20,000 movies, but they're like, oh, we don't know what to do with Blade. He's a vampire who kills other vampires. It's so easy. I can write the script right now. But no, we're gonna on tangent. But anyways, I'm interested to see who those other 9 characters are.
Hopefully,
Moving in. Oh, sorry, good.
Scarlet Witch would be cool, but
Oh, Scarlet Witch would be a vibe. Yeah. Next one, we get into the last of the kind of announcement segment. The God of War trilogy remake. It was funny watching this trailer, Fusion, because we were like, oh, here it is, the 2D God of War. And then they showed 1. It's like, okay. And then 2, huh? And then 3, huh? And then, oh, it's the God of War trilogy. They're re-releasing the remake. It's like, oh, shit. Seems to be very much full from the ground up remakes of the God of War trilogy. 3 amazing games. So I'm very, very interested in that. Seems to be early, which, not the. I don't want to wait too long, hopefully. But damn, that's kind of hype. I did not expect that at all.
yeah, I don't think anyone expected this. Like I remember, I feel like 5 years ago there was rumblings about like, hey, they're gonna like remake the trilogy or whatever. Like they're gonna do this, and I think everyone just forgot about it, and no one thought they were actually gonna do it. So like for it to show up and then bait us because we're like, oh yeah, it's the 2D game finally. Like finally the 2D game showed up. To it being the remakes,
Mhm.
yeah, it was a really cool moment. They just have like the original voice actor being back, and I will say there was a moment there where I was like, if this is what Corey's been working on, I'm going to be so mad. But as far as we know, this Corey's not working on this one. So like, I don't know. It's just a cool announcement. Like these games are pretty old at this point, so like it's about time for these to be remade. Like I haven't played them, like at least all the way through. Like I've played them, but I've never sat there and like played them all the way through. So it's like this is exciting to me. I just wonder how much of a remake like we're talking. What if they're gonna change the perspective and like just how much is gonna change in them.
I personally just wish that like just re-release them, like just like the original versions, because I think these games do age really well, especially God of War 2. I love that game to pieces. So it's like just or like because God of War 3 is already available through the remaster, so it's like why not just do God of War 1 and 2? Maybe use the PS Plus Premium. You have that service. That'd be a pretty good place to put them. I get it though. They want to sell them again for like full price, whatever. Which, hey, I'm intrigued to see what those look like. It's just I wish you could also have the original versions, kind of like how they did with Metal Gear.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm surprised about that's been caught sort of on my mind these last few hours? I'm surprised that Santa Monica's doing this instead of Blue Point. Like this feels like a perfect Blue Point project.
I still I
think
would
they're
not rule out
supporting.
Blue Point being on this.
Yeah, they
I
haven't
mean,
said anything.
yeah, they have
Because there's
announced
been
that Santa
multiple
Monica's
times.
doing it, but I suppose
Yeah, but
they
there's
could
been
just
multiple
be
times
fibbing.
where they just don't show the Blue Point logo until they, you know what I mean? Until it's not just like
Yeah, they were support for Ragnarok.
yeah, they never showed the Blue Point logo for Ragnarok. They did a lot of work on that. I think the biggest thing is Blue Point's been so in God of War the last 5 years with Ragnarok and the multiplayer game that this would make total sense for them to be doing these remakes. I'm sure Santa Monica is also on the remake, but also maybe maybe I'm wrong and Blue Point won't be working on them at all, but I would not rule it out yet and say they're not working on this.
Fair
Mhm.
enough.
I'm right there
Low-key, I
with you.
hope they aren't working on this, but I just want
I
them to
hope
do
they're
their own
working
thing
on
finally.
something.
Yeah, obviously, but I just like, but Santa Monica is not that big to me where I'm like, they
Yeah,
have to have help from someone. So
yeah,
I
but
would rather
that
that
dude,
Blue Point was doing this than Santa Monica personally, because I'm like, I want Santa Monica to make. Well, honestly, I'd rather Blue Point made an original game, but we know that's not going to
that's
happen.
what, yeah,
I don't
But
even
like,
want them to make an original game. I want them to be on remake duty. Like, you don't get to
fair.
have your own rights.
that's crazy.
No,
They deserve their own game.
I don't. What? why would you buy them to make their own game though? I was thinking
Why would you
about
buy
that.
them to put them on multiplayer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was yes, I agree there. That was stupid. But like have them make remakes. That's what they do. That's what they've been doing for their entire life cycle as a studio is they
Okay.
make remasters and remakes. Why
But
would you
they
say,
should be
okay, now make a game on your own? It's like I don't want your own game. Make a remake.
but they should make remakes of games that like studios refuse to work on. Like
Yeah,
Demon
that they
Souls.
need.
Like that's my point. That's why I don't want them working on
No, I
God of
agree
War
with
remakes
that.
because Santa Monica would do it.
I also
I
want
mean,
Santa
yeah,
Monica to make new stuff.
Well, they are. Seven
they
God of
are.
War games.
They're making a lot of God of War.
They just made a new game.
That doesn't count.
What do you mean? That?
Barely did make it. That
Anyways.
was someone else.
They were there though. I bet you one of them visited the studio.
I
and was
bet
like,
you Corey Barlog looked at that game. He said, "Nice."
looks good to me. Anyways, I do want to point out that MBG put this on Twitter. Reliable insider Shinobi 602 confirms Corey Barlog's game is not the God of War remake trilogy, in which Shinobi on Reset Era said, he's replying to someone who said, "Do you think it still might be announced this year?" And then he replies, "Like I said, given the quarter they're targeting, I do expect that probably May State of Play or the summer Keeleys. As of now, I don't know yet. If not by then they've either pushed the release date out further or doing a shorter reveal to release." I'm still of the mind that this is the Atreus game, which is really lame to me personally, but also that's most likely what it is. I'm still interested. Corey Barlog's the GOAT, so I'm like curious what that game is gonna feel like. I have to imagine that gets revealed soon. It was funny. It's like, damn, dude. It's like, so I guess Corey was working on this, huh? I was like, nope. He's doing something else. That's also God of War, probably.
Yeah, it's just like the thing for Atreus, like an Atreus game, was like, okay, well they're gonna sunset Kratos. Like that's what they're doing. They're gonna move on from Kratos. It's been 20 years. But now it just sounds like no. Like Kratos is here to stick forever. Like you're doing the remakes. TC said in that one, in the thing
PC
yesterday,
calls
he was
the GOAT.
yeah, he's like, you've been with us for the 20 years. Here's to the next 20. Like it doesn't seem like Kratos is going away anytime soon. So like,
Oh, it's so
I don't,
old.
I don't understand why we need an Atreus thing because I thought, okay, they're gonna like Atreus will be the next God of War. He's gonna be the next main character in the God of War universe, but it doesn't sound like that at all. So it's like, I don't know. Whatever they're doing, I'll be there. They make phenomenal video games every
Mhm.
time, but it's a little. I'm a little confused on their timeline here with the God of War stuff.
I don't know if this may be a hot take. I don't think God of War is God of War without Kratos. Like it just like I like Atreus. I like Atreus as a sidekick. I don't want to play as him. And like even like the new like 2D God of War, which we'll talk about in a bit. I'm like I don't want to play fuck ass like young Kratos. I want to play the big burly Kratos, like who does things. It's like a personal thing, but like to me, this franchise is so like tied to Kratos as a character that like even like a spin-off without him does feel weird.
Yeah. I'm not totally with to that point yet, but again, I didn't play through all the original God of Wars, but like, and I love Kratos a lot, but I think it would be weird. It would be like my thing to that is like I really like Uncharted Lost Legacy, and up until that point, you're only Nathan Drake. You know what I mean? So it's like I thought Lost Legacy was so good for an Uncharted game. So I could see a world where a non-Kratos God of War game works. Now, granted, God of War fans are like very bad people half the time, and they need Kratos to be there every single time, where they won't buy the game, or like even
Whoa.
Calling
even
you
God
out
of
there.
War, even God of War 2018. So many people were mad that like he now has turned into like a good person, quote unquote. It's like, bro,
Yeah,
characters
that
can
was good.
develop. We can move on. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think Kratos specifically has a fan base that is like very passionate for Kratos compared to even Nathan Drake. Someone like Nathan Drake, where it's like Kratos is to the level of Master Chief. But even then, you have really good Halos without Master Chief, so I think it can work.
I don't know. I just tie Kratos to the IP way more than Uncharted, even. But I get what you're saying. I bet the game will still be really good. I'm just like, I'm like immediately apprehensive for that part. But speaking of, we keep talking about this game. God of War: Sons of Sparta. They announced it right after. This is something Cat Studios. What was it? If you guys
Mega
remember,
Cat.
Cat.
Mega Cat. Okay, so Mega Cat Studios. They're in Pittsburgh actually. They are working on this, or they're not working. They worked on this because the game is out. They went from a 2026 date to immediately out today, which is really awesome. We've been talking about this game a lot, the 2D Metroidvania God of War game. It's finally here. Fusion, you've been playing it. I played about 30 minutes, not too much. But before we even talk about the actual game, though, as a reveal, what did you think of this game as like kind of a reveal?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah,
vibe.
I'm in a similar spot where I thought, for one, the 2026 to going today was sick. Like I did like them like bursting through and be like, oh, it's out today. It just was not like when I pictured the game, I did not picture that. Like I did not think it was gonna look like what we saw, what we got at all. Like that was just not the style I was thinking of for whatever reason. But I still was like, okay, this is cool. Like I'm down for this. Well, obviously because I bought it. But like I just thought like a more darker, like I said, Castlevania, like the other Castlevania game. I was picturing that this entire time. Every time I thought of Metroidvania,
I was
God of War
expecting
game.
2.5D.
Yeah, and I was also expecting 2.5D. So it just being 2D really shocked me. But still, like I thought it. I still think it looks great. I thought the reveal was great. Online, it seems like people are very 50-50. You have a lot of people who are like, yeah, this looks awesome, and then a lot of people are like, why are you making this? Doesn't look very good. But I don't know. It is what it is. I thought personally the reveal was pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it's just a really cool, like, as the shadow drop and like that moment of like expecting 2.5D and I saw it was like 2D pixel art. And I do really like how it looks with the pixel art for the most part, which I'll get into. Yeah, I mean, it was an awesome reveal, great way to end the show. It's just like, here's a brand new game that you can play right now.
And like when
Yeah, Jack, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm definitely with you on the pixel art. I love the way it looks, but the shadow drop I'm like completely because it was a hype moment, but now I'm like I kind of would have liked like a proper build up. I know it's been leaked forever, so that was kind of the build up, but it would have been fun to announce this and then say, oh, it's out in even like a month or two. But I don't know.
I was
That's
gonna
just
say,
me.
is this the first game PlayStation's ever like first party PlayStation game that's ever shadow dropped?
Man, I feel like they've done something before.
Maybe very long ago, but at least in the PS4 to PS5 era, I feel like this is the first time we've ever had
Yeah,
hey,
probably.
this is our first party game. Here it is today. But to Jack's point, which I was gonna bring this up, Shadow Drop awesome. I'm playing it. But when you look at PlayStation lineup this year, so far, it's like you have this today, but then like so you have March, you have 3 games in March. You have Ghost of the Otay Legends, you have Marathon, and then you have MLB The Show. In April, you have Saros. In August, you have Marvel Tokon. And fall, you have Wolverine. This felt like this. I think it works better as a shadow drop, but this game could have fit squarely in that. They have nothing from April to August range. So the entire summer, PlayStation has 0 games at the moment, where it's like, this would have worked really well there. Instead, they shadow dropped it, and I think it works that way too. But like, I was a little surprised it was a shadow drop, and this wasn't like a May game or a June game or something, because they have 4 months there in the middle of the year where they have nothing, unless Kenna or that 4 loop game is in that spot. Where I think Kenna has a chance to be summer.
4 loop better not be summer, dude. That game needs way more time.
I have no idea. They said 2026, so it's like,
oh god, yeah, they did.
you know what I mean? Like I don't know where else to put
that's
it.
a play test game. We got to play
I was
test that
gonna
one
say
a bit.
I thought they said playtest 2026. I don't think they said.
Oh, maybe
release
they
date.
did. Maybe okay, that might be true. But it's like,
that makes more sense.
so it's like but right now PlayStation has nothing in summer. Literally, they go from everything in spring, skip summer, straight into fall. So it's like, I feel like this God of War game would have been a perfect summer game.
Agreed. I can definitely understand that, but I'm also of the mind of like, I think the best way to like bring out excitement for this game is to not let people. This is gonna sound really mean. Not let people look at it too closely. Let just like show the trailer, show that it's like this pixel art Metroidvania, get people excited, so that it drops and they're immediately like, I'm buying it right now. I want to play it as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's fair. And I like I said, I think I would never say like a shadow drop is truly bad. I just think like with the way PlayStation's lineup is going this year, it's just a little weird that basically the entire summer right now is just not existent for them. Which usually they love summer. Like a lot of their games every year have been in that summer date. So maybe they have something we don't know about. Who knows?
I'm curious, man. I'm very curious. PlayStation's got a pretty strong 2026 lined up, though. At
I
this
made a
point,
list that
Wolverine. It's gonna
not counting 4 loop. they would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They would have 8 games this year, which is the most in a while. I think this is the strongest year since 2022.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, what else would be it? 2023 had one game. So then
Well,
2020,
Final Fantasy 16 was also there.
Yeah,
would you
that
count
counts.
those
Doesn't count.
PlayStation?
I mean,
That's
it
It was
not-
on. It was
exclusive.
exclusive, but it
It wasn't PlayStation
published.
Studios though.
Fair,
I mean,
but
if you want
neither
to
is.
count it since it's exclusive,
That's right. Like a game that you can only play on PlayStation. I feel like we do that for Nintendo and Xbox and everything else. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
no, fair enough. Okay, if you want to count that, but like, yeah, FF16 and Spider-Man 2, which sure. And then the next year was Astrobot, which is a phenomenal game. That's a
Helldivers
W.
2.
Helldivers 2.
Concord,
And then
baby.
there was something. Yeah, I was about to say.
Concord,
Until
Stellar
Dawn
Blade was in
remake.
there.
How could you forget
Until
that?
Dawn remake.
Yeah, I think those two really stuck up 2024. When like otherwise, it's like Astrobot Helldivers 2 is a great like beginning. But like that's my thing though. Usually with PlayStation, it's like two big things. I feel like this year it's like a lot of different things. All
It
around
is.
the year.
That's what I was also going to point out. It seems like PlayStation, since 2022, they have a big game like first half, big game second half, because they had
Yeah.
Horizon first half, God of War second half in 2022. Then 2023 was, if we're going to count Final Fantasy 16, and then Spider-Man 2, and then
Fair.
2024 was Helldivers 2 and Astrobot, and then last year was Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei, and then this year is Saros and Wolverine. Like PlayStation Studios isn't big. There's like 16 of them.
Yeah.
Like they can only do 2 games a year.
Exactly. Yeah, but like they've been also with this year, they're also utilizing those third-party connections, those other people that are making games for them, like Hannah, like Marathon, and it's like, hey, now we have like a big beat every month or so, which that's kind of what they really want to be at. And dude, this was like the first state of play where I went on Twitter and everyone was like, PlayStation 5 has games? And everyone was hyped. I could not believe it. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are even happy about this. Like, I'm shocked because it feels like, Fusion, like we've covered a lot of state of plays in the past. And it's like, we'll be like, yeah, that was a pretty good state of play. And then everyone's mad about it. But like, this is the first one where it's like, no, everyone is happy about it. This was an amazing state of play. If I had to give a number to it, I'd give it like a 9.5. I thought it was an amazing presentation. And, here's the big thing I'll say. Game Awards 2024, I think, is overall better, but this was paced so much better. It's nice to it's like, here's a nice, clean hour of video games instead of like all the stuff in between, which, I love Jeff, but like those Jeff shows really drag, man.
Yeah, that's fair. I think, like, to me, this is like an 8. I think this is a great show.
Fair enough. Not enough AAA slop. No, I'm kidding.
No, I think not enough.
I might
not
even
enough,
be higher. I might even say a 9.
There wasn't enough new reveals for me.
That's
That's
fair.
fair.
You know what I mean? Like this was a fantastic show, like I said, but it's a lot of known things. Like most of the first party who showed up here, these games already exist. We know about them. Like to bump it up, I really needed like something, a media molecule to pop out. So,
Yeah.
Corey to show up, something like that.
Man, if Media Molecule ever pops up, man.
They're coming out this year. I'm telling you.
They're saving that for the 1 hour May state of play. We're going to get another one that's just as good as this.
I think Corey's gonna show up in May. Media Molecule is gonna show up in September. Believe it.
I won't, but hey, whatever will make you happy. I hope so. We'll talk about Sons of Sparta and what we've been playing. So I'm very curious to get your thoughts. But yeah, great showcase. Or not showcase, state of play again. Showcase is gone, which hey, for the best, as we've mentioned.
It's just such a dumb branding because anything's a showcase. Like it's just dumb.
I know your ass had that on your like mind the whole time. It's like, why is it called showcase?
Well,
That's
because I was calling it just showcase casually yesterday, and the bob's like, "Oh, it's a showcase now." I was like, "No, it's just an event. An event's a showcase." Like,
shout outs PlayStation. Anyways, we talked a lot about PlayStation. There is still some other news throughout the week. Next is actually a pretty sad one. High Guard Shinobi put this up. The developer Wildlight Entertainment has seemingly laid off most of its staff. Quote, unfortunately, along with most of the team at Wildlight, I was laid off today. And then the actual LinkedIn post, Alex Grainer puts this up. This one really stings as there was a lot of unreleased content I was really looking forward to that I and others designed for High Guard. However, I'm excited for my next designer. If your team or anyone you know needs an experience level designer, hit me up. And then, yeah, he put that out, and I think a little after, like a bunch of other people were talking about it. And then the official High Guard account kind of mentions, like, yeah, we did layoffs. Really weird to me specifically because it seems like this game is like self-funded and like employee owned. They don't have a publisher, so I don't know why they're doing layoffs of this kind. Outside of like they just didn't hit their targets fast enough. I'm curious. I don't. I don't think this game popped off the way it really could have. I feel like if this game had a lot of play tests and it didn't have the Jeff marketing scandals and like was properly revealed and released, it could have done something because I think there's a really cool core here. It's just as a whole, the game's kind of like middling. And like me and Bob talked about it last week, of just like it's just kind of whatever. And you can't be a game that's just okay or just whatever. It needs to be great at the very least, if not amazing, which is rough.
Yeah, obviously layoffs suck. No matter if your game's good or not, like I mean, people spent time and years making something to be laid off, especially on their very first game. Like it just shows you don't get many chances in this industry. Like half the time you get one. You know what I mean? You get one chance, especially if you're a new independent studio, and if you mess it up, especially with a free-to-play multiplayer game, you're kind of cooked. Now, we're not completely rolling this game off because the game's still up. There's like 2,000 people playing right now. Like the game exists. It's not completely dead. This isn't Concord where they're like, hey, we're taking the game offline. Like it's done. But this is not a good sign for the future of this game, obviously. For a future of a game that they said they had a year out of content worth and they had a whole roadmap and everything else. It's just like, it does not matter what your roadmap looks like, how much content you have in the future. If you don't have the players, you don't have a game when you make a multiplayer game. So it's like, this obviously sucks, but it's not the greatest game ever, like you pointed out. This is I wouldn't ever call it a great game. Like my hour I played, I would consider it a bad video game. Like I did not enjoy it at all. So it's like,
kick their asses.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like they deserve it because obviously, like I said, they don't. But it's like you just have to have some time. You have to realize at some point the game you're creating, and sometimes you have to sit here and realize, hey, this probably won't work out. And you can't blame this on Jeff Keighley. The people who blame it on Jeff Keighley are actual idiots online who are like, he ruined it by putting it in the Game Awards, all this stuff. 10 out of 10 times, if Jeff Keighley came to you and were like, hey, can I put your game in the Game Awards? The dev's going to say yes. They're not going to be like, no, man, don't put it in there. Like, you're going to say yes to Jeff Keighley on the biggest night of the year.
That point, even if to that point, if they did shadow drop it, that was also stupid because nobody knows what this game is. Like did you see everyone on the first day? They're like, oh, okay, so I have this. Oh, I mine? What's that? And like, I feel like immediately I was just seeing a list of like things that you would see in a playtest of like, oh, they need to change this, they need to change this, they need to change this. But they were acting like the game launched. And it's like, it's out now. And like, this is the final state. I don't know how the fuck this game launched as a 3v3 game. With the maps that big, how it launched with nothing in the maps. I really do not understand how that happened. It's really kind of a joke.
You don't play test it. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. I feel bad for the devs. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm also of the mind of like, listen, I don't know what you guys expected. Like, this is just like, this feels like a case of hubris. That it's like, oh, well, we have the X Apex and Titanfall guys. That's not enough. You need to understand of like, yes, your game feels good to shoot in, but there's still a game here that needs to be made to the highest level. And also, all your competition, dude, it was so funny. All the competition released like updates around the same time, like Overwatch, Deadlock, Marvel Rivals, and one other game. Those were the main three. Arc Raider, yeah, like they all release like updates, big patches and stuff.
They're like, we're not letting you survive, pal.
Like, fuck you, dude. We're making sure you die, which is crazy. But yeah, weird.
It's like they wanted to catch because it's prior, like former Respawn. With a lot of them work from Apex. It's almost like they wanted to catch that magic of, hey, we shadow dropped Apex Legends. Let's do that again. Like that was a huge thing that worked out. That's never worked out ever again. You know what I mean? Like Apex Legends was in a realm where Battle Royale was the biggest in the world at the moment because of Fortnite. Like, and people were looking for the next one, and it came out. And Respawn was a generational team already. Respawn wasn't a brand new independent team. No, this was Respawn we're talking about. They made Titanfall games. They did they made things. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just think that it was a swing and a miss here, and that sucks for them. And maybe they can turn it around. Games turn around all the time, but they have a very uphill battle. And it's like, I've just seen a lot of reports online being like, well, people just wanted it to fail. Which sure, there's always those weirdos online who just want it to fail. But like, this just also wasn't a great game. I'm sorry that if I'm gonna be the only one to say it, I say this. I wouldn't consider it a good game. I just don't think this game was good enough to shadow drop and come out and be the next big thing. Like, it just was never gonna be on the table. And all the people who were like this game's good, I can't believe it's failing. It's like, have you loaded the game up since you said that? Probably not. Like, you're not playing it anymore. Stop lying. Like,
Dude,
a game's allowed to be bad. Art is allowed to be bad. Like, this happens.
I was shocked. Like Shadow's kind of funny. I love him, but like they're like, man, it sucks that no one's playing High Guard. You guys aren't playing High Guard. I see them on every other multiplayer game except High Guard. It's like, you guys were the ones hyping it up. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I totally get, like, I understand why people were really into this game, and I think there's a great core here. But it's also like, guys, we have to understand at a certain point, some games just aren't it, and it's like, let's hype up the games that are actually doing like cool shit instead of like really hoping something like High Guard succeeds, which in this case it just didn't, sadly. And like, I wish it succeeded. I wish I had more first-person shooters. Every fucking new multiplayer game is third person. Why? I don't want to play fuck-ass Marvel Rivals. I don't want to look at my character's ass. I want to look through their eyes, man. I'm so sick of third-person shooters.
That's what Marathon got you, bro.
Shout out to Marathon. Yeah, dude. That's literally what happened, Fuchsia. I'm like, oh my god, every new multiplayer game is third person.
I'm very with you right now. Where I'm like, dude, I was playing a little bit of Deadlock. I'm like, dude, why does everything have to be third person? Can I get a first-person shooter anymore?
It's skins, man. It's because, we want to sell skins, which is just like, God. Yeah, but I'm glad you're with me because I'm so tired of third person. I like third-person games. I'm just like, in a competitive shooter, I want it to be first person because I get better control of my character. It's more hardcore. It's more intense. It's way more fun. Let's talk about a shooter that's actually doing well. Yeah. Overwatch, my beloved. Now, you would remember, Fusion, on the very first episode of Slice of Gaming, I laid in on this fucking game. I talked a lot of shit. But now, Okami Games puts this. Overwatch has set a new all-time peak on Steam with the release of Season 1. 165,000 concurrent players, more than double the previous record. Update added 5 new heroes and more. And specifically, 165 concurrents on Steam. Most people play Overwatch on Battle.net. So it's way more than even that. Fucking dude, they did it, man. Overwatch, they figured it out. It seems like they got out of all the codec-isms and Blizzard's weird bullshit. And Team 4, which is the Overwatch team, they figured it out. Aaron Keller he's had a hard time, he's had a difficult job taking over that spot for Jeff Kaplan, but I feel like he's really figured it out now. That team knows what they're doing. And it's like playing Overwatch again. I'm like, God, fuck Marvel Rivals, man. That game sucks. I'm sorry. I don't want to be that guy, but like, I look at Overwatch versus Marvel Rivals and people are like, Rivals better. And I play Rivals and I'm like, this shit is so slow. Like, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be roasting another game to hype up Overwatch, but I just like, I'm always shocked by how much better Overwatch feels in comparison. And the game is amazing. It's in a really strong state right now. The characters feel a lot more balanced. There's a couple of guys who are fucking overpowered as shit, and I hate them dearly. But otherwise, I think for the most part, everything is really fun. And I've been trying out this new character they added a couple months ago called Vendetta. Most fun I've had in Overwatch since arguably launch. I love this character so much. I'm obsessed with her. And like all the other new characters that they added with this patch have been really cool. Except the supports. I don't care about playing support. But otherwise, it's like really strong patch, all things considered. Blizzard figured it out. I'm glad to be hyping up Overwatch again. Because like I have put 2,000 plus hours into this game. I was an Overwatch sicko. And like I just abandoned the game the last few years. So I'm glad to come back. It's like, no, the game is really good again. And it's in a really strong position.
That's awesome to hear because I haven't played that much Overwatch. I probably have 200 hours maybe in Overwatch. Like I played a decent amount way back in the day. Yeah. I like Overwatch. I'm not a huge hero shooter guy. like
That's
hero
fair.
arena shooter. But Overwatch is like the one where it's like, of course, like playing Marvel Rivals when that dropped. I've been thinking about it more often where I'm like, dude, I would rather just play Overwatch. Like if I'm someone who's playing
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals, I would
Yeah.
rather just play Overwatch. Yeah, I think that does come down to the fact that Marvel Rivals is third person compared to that first.
Yeah.
But I've been watching like
Interesting.
kind of funny stream this game recently, and just people like that. I've been watching the game,
Yeah,
and it's like this makes me more interested in playing it. I'm not going to play it, but it's just the shooting and like the multiplayer shooting side of the industry is in a better spot when Overwatch is doing well. If Overwatch isn't
Yeah.
doing well, it kind of feels like everyone's not doing well, which isn't actually how it works. But it's just like when there's a healthy Overwatch, there's a healthy industry. I feel like for that side of games where it's like now Arc Raiders is doing great. Hopefully Marathon can catch on. High Guard, whatever. Like
Hey, shout out to High Guards, man.
Deadlock's doing
Deadlock.
really well.
I
Yeah,
cannot
like
wait to see Deadlock like 1.0, like how
yeah,
that's
like
gonna
there's
go.
a bucket. These games are
Everything
doing
looks
great.
awesome.
So it's like I'm just happy that Overwatch is they finally dropped the act of being like we're doing Overwatch 2. I jumped
Yeah.
back in when they did Overwatch 2, and I'm like this is fine. Like it felt like Overwatch still for the most
It
part.
was
Like I
very
still
much
played
a
it.
big update. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
That was a Codicism, man, because Codic loved sequels, and it's like, oh, we'll annualize it and make a 2, a 3, a 4. And it's like, no, actually, that doesn't work. Overwatch should just be Overwatch, and they dropped the 2, which now it makes way more
yeah,
sense this way.
like this is how it should always be. When you make a quote unquote forever game, you can't be messing up with a 2 and like all the like
Yeah.
just I'll keep updating your game. Like so like I'm happy for all the Overwatch fans out there who seems to be they jump back into it and they're like super into it. And it's not even them just dropping the 2, it's them having a roadmap for the next year and like going through it and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. We're actually gonna like work on
Dude,
Overwatch,
5
which
more
is just
heroes
exciting.
throughout the rest of the year, which is
Yeah,
like,
I think that's just exciting stuff for any multiplayer game. So yeah, I'm happy that Overwatch fans are happy. The
CJ, I
majority
wanna
of them,
go.
anyways. I know that cat be pissing people off, but
Dude, fuck that stupid ass cat. Holy shit. Oh my god, as a tank player, he's a piece of shit. But I want you to know, Fusion, they're releasing 10 characters this year. Do you want to know how many characters they usually released in a year? 3.
I was gonna guess 2, but yeah, I guess.
But okay, well, more than you thought, but still, like they usually release 3 characters a year, which like it worked back then because like, oh, whatever, 3 new characters, like we kind of accepted that it was like 3 characters a year. Them doing 10, I'm like, damn. And like me and Bob talked about this last week. I think a lot of this was spurred on because of the competition of Marvel Rivals, which this is why competition's important, man. This is why.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, this is a random equation to throw out. It's a random thing to equate it to. But this is why I don't like what Xbox is doing of like kind of lying down. I'm like, no, compete. I like competition because it forces everyone to do better. That type of thing. But yeah. Anyway, shout out to Overwatch. Last thing, just shout out some sales numbers. Liza P has sold over 4 million copies worldwide, and Arc Raiders has sold 14 million copies. First and foremost, Liza P, shout outs to that. Really awesome game. Very excited about whatever the sequel is going to be. Still need to play Overture. Kind of watched. I have not played that yet. Arc Raiders being 14 million is fucking insane.
Insane.
That is a crazy number. I knew the game was huge, but I didn't know it was that huge.
Yeah, I love them. They're doing it over there. The game still. I'm pretty sure if I check right now, there's probably still 300K playing or something. That game is just like it's not dying. I didn't think it would die, but I didn't think it just. Cause yeah, there's 250,000 players right now on 5 p.m. on a Friday. Like they're just doing it still. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about almost over 4 months later. Like they're just killing it.
Yeah, shout out to them. They're doing a great job. Figure out the AI stuff first and foremost, but otherwise, like, shout out to them.
It was random, but because they won an award last night at Dice, and I'm like, I wonder if, and they like went up there and they're talking about like, we're so proud of the team creating this. I wonder if any of the other devs in the room were like, felt any type of way about like how much AI is in that game. You know what I mean?
Hate these motherfuckers.
Yeah, because like devs before them went up and we're talking about like keep AI out of the games, all this stuff, and it's like Arc Raiders are winning awards. You guys nominated it for Game of the Year, and they're very proudly using AI. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
I just thought that was a little weird. Just speaking about the Dice Awards, it was just a little weird how it's like there's a lot of Arc Raiders representation in a Dice Award that felt like they were very against AI.
Yeah, the Dice always reminds me. It's like, man, I hate game developers. They suck.
Hey,
But you
that
know what?
Winston Belichick tribute was really moving, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
that was
really good.
awesome. That was beautiful.
And freaking Evan Wells got a huge thing too.
Yeah, Evan Wells is the GOAT. That was
I
awesome.
love Evan Wells, and it was cool to
He's
have
awesome.
him out there. And like his thank yous went on for about 15 minutes, but that's what you do at the Dice Awards. I mean, he actually thanked people for 15 minutes. I don't
Hell
think
yeah,
Jim
dude.
Ryan got a thank you, by the way. Sean Layden did. Jim Ryan did.
Shout out
So
to Jim Ryan, dude.
He's
I think Jim
thanked
Ryan was
everyone.
after his era, but still, that's very funny to imagine. It's like, oh, but fuck you, Jim.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Gociote was like, it won so much. It won a lot.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Dice. But speaking of a game developer I do like, Edmund McMillan with Mugenics. So technically, these reviews came out last week. I forgot to cover them. That's on me.
It's okay, man.
So we have them this week. 89. One of the highest rated games of the year already. 9 out of 10 from IGN, 9 out of 10 from GameSpot, 9 out of 10 from Destructoid. Lots of 9s, some 10s here and there too. Game looks really awesome. Has this cool art style. Edmund McMillan, if you guys don't know, Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac. He's kind of like the original maker of indie games. He's like the OG GOAT. So this is like his new game. I kind of came out of nowhere, at least to me. I didn't see much. I don't want to say I didn't see much excitement. I didn't see much excitement until like the last 2 months. The previous 2 months when people are like, "Oh, this game's coming out soon. It's going to be a banger." Really interested in checking this out later this year. I'm not the biggest tactics fan, but like I do like them enough to at least like gotta give my respect to my GOAT. I know you're a big Edmund McMillan fan, Jack, or I know you like Super Meat Boy. Any interest in this one, Jack?
Yeah, I'm more on the Super Meat Boy side than the Binding of Isaac side. So this is like a mixture of genres that I do not like, and yet I will probably check it out eventually just because I know McMillan's the GOAT and his humor is fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's very Newgrounds, and
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, he never let that aesthetic die, and I respect that so much.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy, we were just talking because he got so mad because I said, Super Meat Boy is his best game, like over Binding of Isaac, which I've played both, and he's like a gigantic Binding of Isaac fan, like he loves Binding of Isaac. So like we got an argument, and he was like trying to use Steam reviews as his excuse. He's like,
"Yo, get
well,
his
look
ass.
at these 200,000 Steam reviews, blah blah blah." I'm like, bro. I'm like, looking at the Metacritics back in the day. Super Meat Boy did review better. Which obviously at the end of the day is personal preference, but I do think Super Meat Boy is his best game. But a lot of people love the Binding of Isaac.
You should have like compared OG 1.0 Binding of Isaac to Super Meat Boy because it wasn't until Rebirth where people actually started to like that game.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I really want to play Binding of Isaac. That's a big one I missed on my backlog. But
music's great, especially in 1.0, like before they changed Danny Baranowski's soundtrack.
I don't love Binding of Isaac, but I mean, it has a lot of you can replay a lot, but I think it's just I played it before Hades, but it just feels like after I played Hades, it's just like it got worse. You know what I mean? Like Binding of Isaac got worse to me, but that's unfair to Binding of Isaac.
Some people who like you say, like your buddy. I have a friend who has like 2,000 hours of Binding of Isaac. I'm like, how? And I always tell, like he has all these games in his Steam library, and he's like, nah, I just want to play Binding of Isaac. It's like whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, any interest in Eugenics Fusion for you?
Yeah, I was going to. The funny thing, I would have bought this by now. I was going to buy it, and then once they announced the state of play on Monday, I was like, I'm gonna hold off just in case they shadow drop something. Like there was something in my head where I'm like, they could shadow drop something. I wasn't expecting the God of War game truthfully to be shadow drop, but I was like, I can wait 3 more days and see if they shadow drop something I really want to play right now.
Fair.
And they ended up doing it, so I bought that over this. But I will hopefully soon, depending on my schedule, get the Mugenics because I am very interested in Mugenics. I was also waiting a little bit because I saw a lot of people online on Twitter. I think Paul Tassi was one. That one dude that Jack likes, I forget his name. He has a podcast. He was also he's got he's like Radio Map or something. Radio something.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Well, Jack's right here. Jack.
I know.
I don't know who he's talking about.
I don't know who he is.
Remap.
He does. Who's the Remap guy?
Not one of mine.
Well, I know Colin really likes him, but I'm pretty sure it's the Remap guy. Either way, I saw both of them specifically tweet out. They're like, I have no idea what to do with this game. And the remap guy specifically, sorry, I keep calling him that. I don't know his name. he was like, yeah, I put 12 hours in, and it's just like I'm gonna wait a little bit until other people get more hands on so I can get some help. And I'm like, that probably is what like my dumbass will go in there. And I'll
Oh
just
my
be
god, dude.
confused.
I'd be
So I'm
stuck on
just
the
gonna
first
wait.
map.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit to have like if I need help, I have places to go for help.
I just I'm of the I just have too many tactics games that are already on my backlog. You know what it is about tactics games is I'll do one map and I'm like, whew, I'm worn out. That's enough for today. And it's like I can't binge them. Like I could binge like a 3D platformer or a Souls like, but like a tactics game, I'm like not too much brain power. I'm stupid.
Oh, by the way, his name is Patrick Klepek.
Patrick Klepek, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard
that's
of
what I
him. Yeah.
meant. I could picture his face. I could not. I've never actually like listened to remap or whatever, but
Next of the reviews of the week, which by the way, there were like 5. A lot of reviews this week. Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. This is a quick one. They really fucked this one up, at least according to the fans. It has a 75, but like you would think, according to the fan base, this is like one of the worst Yakuza games. They basically cut out a lot of content from the original Yakuza 3 and also did a lot of weird, questionable stuff in terms of voice actors, where they replaced a voice actor with a guy who was previously convicted of like sexual assault and stuff and fully admitted to doing sexual assault, and they went ahead and cast him anyways. And then from there, it's like they did not fix really any of the issues with the original Yakuza 3. The graphics were not updated at all. Just a really shitty remake, and they're overall just the fan base has kind of they've lost a lot of the goodwill. Like RGG lost a lot of goodwill that they had from the previous Yakuza games. Now I will say this is like one miss, and people are acting like it's like, damn, Yakuza's doomed. The franchise is done. I'm not gonna go that far, but this is a pretty bad miss. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully they figured it out. I hope they take their time with their next games because it feels like they've been rushing them out.
wasn't you would know? I thought their last one reviewed just fine too.
They got
Yeah,
like an
in
80, I
Pirate
think.
Yakuza. Yeah, but like that was like an 8 out of 10. And
Oh, I thought it
people
was
are like,
lower than, I thought it was in the 70s, but
no,
Maybe it was like high 70s. I can't remember
Yeah.
exact score, but
There's a thing though. Is like I remember when it came out, Yakuza fans were like, "This is great." It's like you motherfuckers will eat anything. Like this is they've released the same game for years now, but okay. Infinite Wealth though was before that, and that game's phenomenal. Next up is Mario Tennis Fever. Hey man, you want to talk about washed? Shout outs Camelot. Man, Jack, remember when Camelot was fire? Remember when they would a Mario sports game would come out and everyone's like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude! There's gonna be so much content. There's gonna be a banger." Not this one. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, 7 out of 10 from IGN, 8 from GameSpot, 3 out of 5 from Giant Bomb. People are like, "This is the same thing for every Mario sports game." Is wow, the core gameplay is really good. There's nothing to do. And it's a $70 video game. I'm sorry. At that point, it's unacceptable to be $70 when you don't have that much content. I'm not spending $70 the same price as Tears of the Kingdom. I just am not. So shout outs. Hey, shout outs Bench though. He's playing it.
you know, I'm starting to think they need an ultimate team. Throw an ultimate team.
Listen, I mean, at
throw
this
some
point,
cards up
maybe.
there. Get a little
You know
Mario card. Like, come on, think about it.
you know what? I
Listen,
changed my mind. This should be a 90. $70 is fine. We should totally accept this.
Dude, with how washed Camelot's been, fuck it. Put the FIFA team. We need some new blood because Camelot sucks. They are dog
They
shit.
need to
I'm
put
sorry.
a FIFA team behind it.
They're so bad at making games. Camelot used to be a powerhouse. They had Golden Sun in the Mario sports games, Mario Power Tennis on GameCube. They had fucking sluggers. They bangers. And yeah, they didn't review like crazy, but the games had content. There was a lot of stuff to them. Now they cost more and there's less content. Romeo's a Dead Man also got reviews. Shout out to that.
Romeo's a dead game, all right.
Whoa.
Let's calm down.
If you expected higher than this, you're a fool.
Yeah,
this was always going to review.
It needed, yeah. If it was an 8, I wouldn't trust it. I'm like, no, they
Exactly.
played the wrong game.
Yeah,
73
I
on
would think.
Open Critic, 7 out of 10 from IGN, 3.5 from The Gamer. Overall, pretty like 5 out of 10 from GameSpot. They hated it. I loved Blessing's review. He said it best. This is a 5 out of 10 that I love like a 9 out of 10, which is like, yeah, that's a Suda 51 game.
Yeah,
Jack, you're excited for this one.
I'll be honest. I only read VGC's review, so that was already like a higher score than the others. So I don't actually know what people are complaining about. If it's the story, that's hilarious because it's a Suda game. I'm sure you
Yeah.
can get over the story. If it's
Yeah.
like the fact the gameplay styles don't really work together, yeah, that makes some sense. But like, you can't say it's not original. So
Yeah.
yeah, like you just said, like if it was an 8 out of 10, I would think he was just like, oh, he's trying to appeal to the casuals. He doesn't. He's lost his touch. No, this
Yeah.
is exactly where it was supposed to
And
land.
in his interview, was kind of funny. He said he wanted to make a normal game at some point. And those are his words.
No,
Coward.
I don't want a normal game.
He said he wants
Yeah.
to. He said he wants to make a normal game at some point. Whenever we get that game, who knows? But
That was not that was a shapeshifter. I don't believe him.
That was his twin brother, Warrior 64. It's easy to get the
Jim Fusion, did you know that Wario 64's his profile picture is Suda?
no,
I
I
don't know
did
if you
not
knew
know that. No,
That's
I've
it.
never really looked that into his profile picture. That's funny.
He's the Wario 64 is great. But yeah, shout out to Romeo's Dead Man. And also, he announced he's having another game later this year, Jack, at the Grasshopper Direct.
With how small Grasshopper is, like I have to
How does
assume
it
it's like a
work?
re-release.
Probably.
Like maybe Killer 7 finally coming to modern
Yeah.
platforms. Like that's been
Maybe-
rumored forever now. So if that comes this year, that would be a big hit.
That's like
for
one
him.
of,
Well, maybe not a
that's
hit,
like one
but
of his only left.
be good.
Yeah, that was like one of his last games that hasn't been ported yet. That makes sense.
I will say, like, man, I hope this does well because like they're owned by NetEase, and that scares me.
NetEase is not necessarily a developer or a publisher that I trust fully.
No, so like you just needs to do like what it'll do, and I hope they know that and they just leave them alone.
Jack, another one for you. Reanimal sitting at
Oh,
an
hell yes.
81. 4 out of 5 from Eurogamer, 4 out of 5 from The Gamer, 8 out of 10 from GameSpot, 9 out of 10 from Nintendo Life. This is the developers of Little Nightmare, the original developers. Game looks really cool. I love the vibes. I think it looks awesome. I'm curious how you're feeling about these review scores and just the game in general.
Yeah, speaking of games that I hope do well because they're owned by atrocious companies, Reanimal. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this so much. Like 821's pretty much exactly what I expected. I didn't think it'd be like massive too high. I thought it'd be like Little Nightmares area, better than 3. So this is about right. I haven't. Again, this is another one where I haven't read the reviews. I just really want to get to it, but fortunately, everything came out at the same week for Jack, so like, it arrived today. I'm looking forward to playing it. But yeah, I'm super hyped for this.
Hell yeah, dude.
Kind of crazy they put High on Life 2 in there.
I forgot.
scored
What
a
did that review?
76.
I don't see it. 76. Yeah, that sounds right.
6 out of 10 from IGN, 3 out of 5 from The Gamer. Yeah.
I just can't stand that humor. I know people like it. I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yunk. It's just like it doesn't work for me. But like it seems like people are like, yeah, that's cool.
It's cool. It's in Game Pass. Yeah, I watched Kind of Fun. I did it. I'm actually always so impressed with how visually stunning it looks. Like it looks
Yeah, it has a cool
amazing.
vibe.
Where I'm like the art style and just everything. Where it's just like I'm like these textures are incredible. Like you guys are actually pulling off like a really high fidelity game here. But I never played the first one. I doubt I play this one. But I'm like, I think a lot of people love them. You know what I mean? So it's like okay.
Yeah, we know the original creator wasn't working on this one at all because he got outed. So yeah, interesting they were able to pull it off. Shout out to them. Because I bet like 76, they were like, "Ooh, we got the high end. Hell yeah!"
Yeah, I don't know what the first
real
one's
quick,
for.
breaking news. Not really that crazy. We found out what the Ubisoft canceled games are. I'm reading what Bench put in the Discord chat. He might be lying to me. I don't know.
No, he's right. I've read the whole article.
Okay, cool. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake canceled after first being announced. We know that. Project Ether, in development since 2019, which was canceled but has morphed in a way into a newer project believed to have been in development at Ubisoft Halifax. Project
The ones that
Pathfinder,
have just been shut down, by the way.
Oh, Halifax is shut down? Or
They're the ones who just unionized and then got shut down.
Oh, cool. Project Pathfinder, known previously as Project U. Project Crest, a World War II extraction shooter. What? This is my first time reading these, by the way.
Assassin's Creed Rebellion stopping support. Assassin's Creed Singularity, a new mobile Assassin's Creed game.
So out of all of these, obviously we didn't know about any of these, so it's like it's hard to really take much from this. It's like we're just finding out they existed, and now we're finding out that they don't exist. I will say Singularity is weird because it's like they have had Jade in development for ages now. Like they announced Jade when they had that. Do you remember the Assassin's Creed specific showcase that they did where they announced?
Yeah. Like 17 things.
Yeah, like Shadows first got teased, Hex got teased.
That's when
the
they announced
Netflix
the.
thing got teased, and Jade was announced. And Jade has had like 1 million playtests, and it's still not like nobody knows what's going on with it. So for this to be like cancelled, it kind of doesn't spell good news for that one.
What was Vindictus or the one later this year?
Invictus is
least
the
teased.
other multiplayer project, the one that wasn't
It's like
cancelled
Fall
because of,
Guys. And everyone was like, who played tested it was like, this sucks.
that might have been the other multiplayer one, the one that was just cancelled from Ubisoft
I
Annecy.
hate Ubisoft. I hate them so much. I'm sorry, I'm with the two big Ubisoft fans here. I hate this company with a
Oh,
passion.
don't worry. After all these cancellations, I'm pretty much with you.
All right. Well,
I just like Far Cry, man.
You're like that gif of the guy praying in the car. It's like Far Cry 7, save us, please.
Like if I could magically give Far Cry to any other publisher, I would. So it's like,
hell yeah, I respect it. They're just in a really tumultuous position right now. I don't know what happens. I kind of predict that like they would just have massive restructuring, like a lot of layoffs, a lot of studio shutdowns, and effectively get sold the remnants to Tencent, which maybe that's for the best at this point because it seems like current management doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
To get to more positive thing, let's talk about what we've been playing. I want to start talking. I'll start first. Or no, actually, no. I want Jack to go first. Jack, you've been playing Romeo's a Dead Man. I want to hear your impression so far.
Yeah, so I've only played like maybe an hour and a half. Killed 2 bosses. Wow, playing a Suda game at a good frame rate is like this is generational right here. Let me tell you, especially after No More Heroes 3. Because like I never played the ports they did to the other consoles, so like, I played that on Switch and it was a mess. But the combat in that game, phenomenal. So this is like best parts of that game. So like I'm really looking forward to seeing how this game like carries on because like so far, yeah, the combat's really fun. Obviously I don't care about the story, never was going to. But like the bosses that I've faced have been like much more like out there than I expected. So that's really cool. The other gameplay styles, like you make katsu curry in like a 2D pixel art environment that is your home base, and it looks like an old school
you get a home base
JRPG.
in this game?
Yeah, there's like a spaceship that you travel on throughout time periods because of course you do, and like I say, it's like 2D pixel art, the whole thing.
Throughout
So
time periods, crazy.
yeah, like of course. Like I think I just went to 1983 to a random mall to
Like
fight.
how? That don't even make sense.
Nope, it doesn't, and I'm so
Nothing
confused,
must do to
and I
make
love
sense
it.
somewhere.
Yep, I genuinely have no idea what's going on, and I'm down for that. But yeah, like I say, this is first impressions, but so far it's really fun.
Dude, that sounds great. I Suda51 is one of those interesting creators where I feel like I always want to check out more of his stuff because it's like no one else is making games like him, and I want to see what they are.
Yeah, and like this is, I broke my digital game rule for this game, so like it's got to be something.
What
Like I
is
said,
his best game?
What?
To me, it's
What's Suda's best game? Like if someone was like critically, this is Suda's game that everyone should
Probably
play.
No More Heroes, like one of those two.
even then like the best No More Heroes is the one that Suda didn't make. So it's awful to say,
Fair.
but 2 is the best one.
Is he bad at making games?
No, he's great, but
He
he's
makes
just
like you know how like some developers make 7s, Suda makes 6s that like crit people. Like I always think about like crit builds of like games that are so good specifically for that person. Suda makes games where it's like for Jack specifically, where like, oh, I just vibe with this. Like I know it's not that good, but I vibe with this at like a specific wavelength.
yeah, it's really hard to recommend a Suda game. Like maybe something like Lollipop Chainsaw, like the original one. Like that
that's the
was,
one
that's written by
I'm
James
aware
Gunn.
of.
yeah, even then, like there was more James Gunn directing than Suda, but still Grasshopper. Yeah, most of Suda's games, like they always like have so much going for them, and like you can see how they will build, and then like it takes like 20 years for the next one to come out. So it's like with No More Heroes 3, it's like a perfect sequel to No More Heroes 1, but because it took so long and was on the Switch, which should not have been
Yeah,
on
oh my
Switch.
god, it ran so badly. Dude, you should look up footage of that game on Switch. It is so funny.
Yeah, it's.
um
I mean,
I,
hopefully this one's the one that I can recommend to everyone. Like,
hopefully, yeah. I love the vibes. It has a really cool stylization to it, and I think I was thinking about this, Jack. What would you think of like Suda if he was like teamed up with a studio like Platinum Games, where it's like, hey, we'll figure out like the gameplay. You just show us your vibes, kind of like Nier Automata with Yoko Taro.
I'd be conflicted because I think Grasshopper does good gameplay. Like
Oh,
even
really?
like this, yeah. Like No More Heroes 3. Like I said, the combat in that game phenomenal. Like just
Oh,
as good.
okay.
Like it
That's
wasn't
fair.
as like Platinum. I love you. I adore Platinum games, but their
Mhm.
combat can be a little mindless. No More Heroes 3 was a little more complicated. There was a little more going for it. It was just everything in between that. It was like, oh my god, you put too much into this game and it doesn't work. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like Grasshopper doing what they're doing now. To be honest, like if Suda
No,
wanted to
totally fair.
like help with like another game, like I don't know if they went for like another 2D game, like Grasshopper hasn't done one of them in like nearly 50, maybe 17 years, I think. Like if he wanted to like put his name on one of them, then that'd be cool. Like, I know he put his name on Hotel Barcelona, I think that came out last year, but
Yeah, that
apparently it
was
had nothing
weird.
to do with that, so I don't care about that game.
Yeah,
Also
that
used
was a
AI,
weird one.
so
'Cause it was like it was Suda and
sweary.
Swery.
Yeah,
Yeah, who does he's also
Dead,
does a lot of
Deadly
weird cool things.
Premonition stuff. So
Yeah,
so like
dude, funniest game ever made.
yeah,
Deadly
that
Premonition is hilarious.
seems like a perfect pairing, but by all accounts, it was like not even
They
good
were
to the
barely
sweary
involved.
fans. So
Yeah, yeah, that sounds right. Well, shout out Suda. I'm happy that we have more like people like Suda in the industry. That it's like Kojima. It's like I'm glad these type of creators that make weird cool shit like they're able to get the budgets to do the weird cool shit. I'll talk about what I've been playing. Listen, I'll say this about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm gonna admit something to you guys. Over this last week, I've played a singular hour of this game. I have played 1 hour, like one session, and I'm like, wow, this game's great. Went right back to Overwatch. It's over. I'm addicted. I always used to make fun of people being addicted to multiplayer games. Like, recently I'm like, how do you come on play the single player games, man? How are you addicted? Dude, Overwatch, man, this season has been fucking amazing. I am in love with what they've changed. It's just so addicting. All I want to do is play Overwatch. It's a problem. I need to stop because I want to play other games. There's a lot of shit. I was able to pry myself away to check out the God of War game for like 30 minutes. And then I went right back because I have a fucking problem. It's an addiction. I need it to be quelled. Uh, Shout outs though. I do think I will be able to pry myself away eventually. Because I have a hyper
Eventually.
fixated mind. Eventually, yeah, exactly. But by end of month, I bet by Resident Evil especially. I'm like,
I like that.
I'll make the time for Resident Evil.
When Marathon Server Slam opens up, I like that.
Oh yeah. Uninstalling Overwatch for that one, obviously. I do want to check out that Server Slam.
I need you to play one more hour of Rebirth right before Marathon drops, like the Server Slam, and then go to the Server Slam and be like, Binch, I'm sorry. I was playing Marathon.
Oh, he'd be so pissed.
I
He's
know you
already mad at me, I think. I should point out, I'm really enjoying Rebirth a lot. Like, I really dig the open world stuff personally, just because I'm a sucker for slop. I love those characters. I love the world. I love the vibes. It's just, man, Overwatch, dude, that's a brain disease right now. That's all I want to do.
Hey, we all go,
Uh,
well, maybe not we all, but I know the feeling of I'm only playing a multiplayer game right now. Like when Arc Raiders dropped, I did that for like 3 weeks straight. Like I didn't play many single players. It was just like I'm gonna play Arc Raiders for the next week. There's something.
and
It's
there's
like a
nothing wrong with that.
refresh. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. We're just like because it like I don't even consider it turning your brain off and just playing. Like, no, you're genuinely like, there's something nice about competing, especially in a PvP video game, of
Yeah.
just like sitting there with your friends, without your friends, and just competing. You know what I mean? Like, we're humans. We like competition. So sometimes it's just like I'm gonna take a step back from that single player scene a little bit, and I'm gonna play my multiplayer games.
Yeah, totally. Especially if like the boys are like, "Yo, want to hop on?" Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say no. Like, I'm jumping on. Yeah, no, it's addicting. I'll hopefully be able to get rid of it soon, but that's all I want. I want it to just be like a rotation game. Like, you know what? Like, I'm not in the mood to play a single player game. Let me just play some Overwatch. Let me play a few matches. You know, that type of thing.
Are you
But
like
right now,
me
it's just
that?
all I play.
That's what I always say. I mean, I would love a rotational multiplayer game, but it's for me, it's like my if I'm playing a multiplayer game, I'm all in on the multiplayer game, or I'm all
Yeah,
out. So it's like
yeah,
I
that's
never
me.
truthfully have a rotational. It's like if I'm gonna play, like when marathon drops, I'm sure I won't touch a single player for a little bit. I'm gonna be all in on marathon. You know what I mean? Where it's just like it's so. I wish I had that mindset of I'm just gonna play a couple matches of this multiplayer game and then play my single player, whatever. It's like no, I'm gonna play
Yeah.
hours of this multiplayer game.
No, I mean, dude, that happened. Like, it would be like a between games thing. Like, I'd finish like a big game, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna play like Fortnite for the next few days until I play something brand new, which it's a problem. But like, I do wish I had that rotational mindset. It's just, man, dude, it's like when I beat a kid up in Overwatch, I want to beat up more kids. Okay, I don't want to just stop. I gotta play more. But yeah, shout out to multiplayer games. But Fusion, let's talk about God of War. I already forgot the name. Sons of Sparta. uh,
Nice.
I'll say that right now. I don't like the name. It's a pretty lame name. But otherwise, I've been playing it for 30 minutes. Like I said, you've been playing quite a bit more than me. I think. Like what? Like you're at least a couple hours. Last I checked.
Yeah, I'm at 5 hours.
5 hours in. I'll get my quick thoughts out of the way. I like it. I do like Metroidvanias. I'm into it. It is funny how God of War it is, where like I got to like the menu crafting or like
Oh
weapon
yeah,
crafting and stuff. It's
the
like, oh, we're
UI is
just
very God of War.
yeah, it was just ripped straight out of the game. I said this earlier. I don't want to play. When they said young Kratos, I was excited. Like, oh man, like this is like when he was like a Spartan general for the army, and we get to see him like fight the like barbarian army that like he gave his soul up to Ares, all that in the original game. Like we're gonna see like kind of what led up to that. No, they meant like young Kratos, like little kid Kratos. I don't want to play a fuck ass kid, man. I'm sorry. That's just like a personal thing. I hate playing kids in games, but whatever. I'm dealing with it. Uh, I do like the idea of like with his brother, learning more about like kind of his backstory where he grew up. That's interesting, at least. Uh, I do like the pixel art when it's stopped. I noticed the animation of enemies, especially like the first Cyclops boss when it moves. I don't like how that looks. It looks kind of bad to me. I think when the pixel art is like stopped, it looks really good. But then you put it in motion or like have attacks being done in motion, it just looks kind of weird, at least to me. Otherwise, though, it's neat. I do like it. I need to spend more time with it to get a more discernible opinion. But I'm more interested in what you think in Fusion about 5 hours in.
Yeah, 5 hours in, which I don't know how long it is. I saw that it might be about 9 to 10 hours, so I might be halfway. I'm I'm liking, not loving so far. I think, like you said, I really do like it. I like the pixel art at times, and then other times I'm like, this could be better. But I'm also just like, I'm a 2.5D guy. I know you don't like that, but like, I prefer that over just 2D pixel art forever. Like that's just what I prefer. The
Yeah, we're just
story's
on opposite sides. That's all.
yeah, the story's cool so far. Like I'm like not super enthralled with the story. I do like older Kratos narrating the story at times. Like he's talking to his daughter and like they're talking about stuff. They're just he's narrating the story for you. Young Kratos, yeah, I'm not. I don't like the young Kratos voice actor. I think he's a fun. Like I think he's doing a good job. I just don't like the voice they picked for him.
Yeah, he sounds like a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like this is probably not what Kratos sounded like as a child, but whatever. uh, outside of that, my biggest complaint right now is the combat.
Oh,
Um,
really?
I would go to say I dislike the combat. As far as say I do dislike the combat system here. I think it's just I don't know if it's too
Very basic
basic
what I've played
or
so
if it
far.
doesn't. Yeah, it never like you unlock skills and stuff that can like get you some like new abilities in there, just like any other Metroidvania. But there's nothing. The dodge doesn't feel great to me. they throw way too many. You're not at a point, but they throw way too many things of you where it's like, if it's a purple attack, you have to jump. If it's a blue attack, you can't block. If it's a red attack, you have to evade. They do a lot of that. Even 5 hours in, I just got a new one where they're like, here's this, that. If they do this, you have to do that. I'm like, dude, for one, I don't love the control scheme already. There's a lot of R1, L1 in this game for some reason where, like, I have like 3 different things that I do with my R1, which you're not there yet, but like, it's just a lot. I'm not.
Sounds like the main games, yeah.
There's a lot of the actual gameplay itself is just not hitting for me, where I really do like the exploration. I think when I'm in there exploring the Metroidvania-ness of it, where it's just like, I'm finding spots where I'm like, oh, I can't go there yet. I'm going to have to come back. Then I get something I remember, oh, I'm going to go back. Like that stuff, it's pretty good exploration. But it's truly coming down to the combat sequence where it's like, there's some rooms with enemies where I'm like, I want to just walk past you. Like, I do not. They do that thing where, like, if you go off screen and come back, the enemies respawn, like in that area.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, I just walked past you, fought you guys. It was not that fun. I don't want to do it again. They make it easy to run past usually. Like if I want to truly run past an enemy, I just run past them. There's some obviously you can't. Bosses and stuff, you're stuck in, you're fighting. The bosses I have fought so far have been my favorite when it's just a one-on-one type battle and I'm fighting a boss. So yeah, from a purely combat perspective, I actually am pretty disappointed with it. And I think that's where I'm coming from the game. Where like right now, I'm only 5 hours in. I would sit like at a 7 range. Like I think it's a good game. I think it does a lot of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was that the fantasy we were telling ourselves for the last 18 months of what a 2D Metroidvania God of War game could look like. Yes,
like something as
like,
good as that.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking Lost Crown, that Castlevania game we saw. It was like that was what I was picturing. I thought it was gonna be heavy hitting. And it just isn't that, and that's fine. I think this is a fine game. I'm gonna blame it on that Mega Cat Studios, because I wanted to blame it on them before the game.
Down.
Jack's like their #1 defender. They're about to be my next Supermassive. Wait for me to see another game from them.
Oh no.
But no, in all reality, it is fine. I think the music is awesome. I know Bear's doing the soundtrack for this.
Really good
to other games. The music is awesome. I'm sitting there like, this is really cool. They do a lot of remixes and stuff. Like the music is awesome. I love the music. Enemy varieties, fine so far. It's pretty good. Biome variety, also pretty good. It's just not like this great, amazing game that I wanted it to be. I would say I've also had 2 game-breaking bugs, or I should say soft locking bugs, where one was I got out of like this, like you rest at campfires or whatever. I got off the campfire, and then my character just went to the left side of the screen, and I couldn't move him. He just would not move. He would go to the left side, so I had to reset the save, which is annoying. And then my most recent one that happened earlier today, before we filmed this podcast, was no spoilers, but I was in a room where you can't leave the room until you defeat the enemies. You know what I mean? Like a wave room.
Yeah,
and
waves.
It started me in the room, and then somehow I start moving to the left again outside of the room. And it wouldn't let me back in the room. But I couldn't progress because of that room. You know what I mean? My progression, my objective was in the room, and I couldn't get back in the room anymore. So then I had to find the nearest enemy, there was one near enemy that was like this little spider thing that did like 1 tick of damage. I sat there for over 4 minutes just letting it kill me. Because I couldn't get back to the room. So, like, those are the 2 things where I'm like, dude, this doesn't happen from Sony first-party stuff. Like, they make polished video games, you know what I mean? This doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So it's like, those 2 things are kind of bothering me, and like I said, I'm still having fun with it. I'm going to complete it, obviously. I'm thinking about it right now, like, I do want to play it. I think the moment is fun, but the combat is just like, something about the combat's just not hitting for me. And maybe...
It could be a lot better.
Yeah, it could be a lot better. I think I'm sitting at that spot right now where if I had to guess what the open critic will be, I think we're looking, unless I'm just severely low on it compared to others, I think between a 78 and an 80. Like, that's where I'm looking at right now, where it's like, this is what it's like, to me, this is what this type of game feels like right now. And it's just like, I wanted like a Prince of Persia, Lost Crown 88 and 87. Like, this is Santa Monica we're talking about. And I understand it probably is a lot of Mega Cat Studios or whatever their name is. But like, I wanted a little bit
Santa
more.
Monica name is still there. Like,
yes, that's what I mean. Like, their name is on there. We don't know how much they did, but like, this is a God of War. This is canon stuff. Like, I wanted a little bit more from. I guess it was just my expectations were too high of daydreaming about this game for as long as we have. And I think.
Yeah, I wonder
imagine if it never got leaked. I feel like if it never got leaked, this would be such a pleasant surprise. We wouldn't really care that it wasn't like amazing.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want Sony to stop making these games. To be clear,
Yeah, so,
like
I mean,
we
I
need
bought
more
it
of
just to show.
exactly.
Like, hey,
We need
I
more
want
of this style from because I'm seeing people complain about well, Sony only does cinematic third-person action games, and then we get something like this or Astrobot, and they don't play it, and it's like, come on, man, like play
like,
these
what do you guys
games.
actually want? Like,
Yeah.
it's so weird.
So it's like I want more of this stuff. This is a good game at the moment. Maybe it gets even better. I'm just saying 5 hours through, which probably about halfway if I had to guess. I'm whelmed. I'm not like underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed. I'm like this is
Like, yeah,
fine.
it's
This
doing
is
what it
good.
needs to.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm definitely wanting to play more of it to really get more of a grasp on what it is. So I'll tear myself away from Overwatch to do that. But like, yeah, I guess it's just that expectation of like maybe we put in too much in our minds of,
Yeah.
oh, it should have been Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. But also, those expectations exist for a reason. Because
Yes. Exactly.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a really good game.
And
That,
I
like, yeah, I would like more games.
and
like
I'm
that.
lower on that game than probably anyone I know. So it's
Yeah,
like,
no, definitely. I'm not like over the moon about the game, but like Lost Crown is like 20 times the game this is so far. 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Like, don't take
where
my
it's like-
opinion seriously.
and it's I don't know. It's just like we've had Silk Song, you have Hollow Knight, even something as
Blasphemous.
yeah. I would compare this a lot, almost style-wise, to Dead Cells. Obviously, it's not a roguelike, but like
Uh,
I kind of got that vibe a little bit from it. But it's like Dead Cells is 7 times the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it
yeah,
just
and
is not.
you're like not even the biggest Dead Cells
Yes,
fan.
exactly.
I
I'm
know,
not a
and
huge
you're
Dead
saying,
Cells fan, but it's just like there's
God,
something.
Dead Cells. I want to play that again now.
There's just something about, or like in this game, you're gonna find a lot where like I'll jump up on a ledge to try to get up to the ledge. If there's an enemy sitting there, the enemy just sits there on the edge, and you get body blocked. You can't get up anymore. I've had to reload saves to get up on a ledge. I'm like, what? Like, it just doesn't feel like it's all there. It doesn't feel like it's all put together gameplay wise. And I'm like, man, everything else is pretty cool. The story, the voice acting, the art, the music. You're doing good things here, but the actual gameplay of the game is just not
It's not
completely
what it
what it
needs
needs to
to
be.
Totally get it. Definitely want to play more of it. We'll get an update of that. Hopefully I pry myself away from Overwatch. But yeah, shout outs to that. I think that's it for our show, guys. Bit of a longer episode, but state of play. We went through a lot. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun. But if you guys come out of this, you're like, that shit sucked. That would have been really unfortunate. But
I love it.
hopefully y'all had fun.
PlayStation episodes are the best.
Oh yeah, state of plays are really good.
Yeah,
And, like,
anytime we're following like a showcase of any kind is fun. Like those episodes are fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Last week there was a showcase.
Partner showcase. Yeah, don't remind me. I don't want to think about it.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, Nintendo Direct later this month according to Bench. We'll see that. Anyways,
Sure.
if you guys want to find us, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite pods are found. Helps us out a ton if you like the podcast and review us on Apple Podcasts. And also, Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming really helps out even more. Anyways, with that, I think we're going to head out. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night. Play indies. Support indie games.
Unless it's published by Sony, apparently.
Don't support
Well,
developers.
Unless Mega Cat's the dev, maybe.